do think, like, I don't think that this is unique to the wedding industry, but we all have imposter syndrome. We all think that we're not doing enough. We all don't think we're as good as everybody else. Like, everyone is like, am I cool? Do people like me? Am I doing good work?
A good job?
Am I doing a good job? Like, do people like to, all of those things. And so I'm always just like, let's just be real. Because when I say, like, I've got a vibrant company, but every day I'm like, am I doing a good job? Am I failing? Because today I feel like I'm failing. And sometimes I'm like, ooh, we're rocking it. But a lot of times I'm like, everyone out there is doing so much way cooler stuff or whatever. And it's like, we all feel like that. And I feel like when everyone hears everyone else saying that, it's not just looking on social media. It's not just being like, well, they look like they have it all together. It just makes everyone feel better.
Yeah. You can please some of the people all of the time.
You can please all of the people some of the time.
But you can't please all of the people all of the time.
Welcome to the People Pleasers Podcast.
Hannah Montana. Is that what it was? Yep. Is it Dag Nabbit?
I think it was that.
Dag Nabbit.
That sounds right.
Well,
Sweet niblets.
Yes! Was that Rico? Who said that?
I feel like it was Billy Ray.
That's probably right. I chose Lizzie McGuire over Hannah Montana, so.
Oh, I would too. Hannah Montana was great.
No, in our last episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
You asked me Lizzie McGuire or Hannah Montana.
Yeah.
And I said I chose Lizzie McGuire, so I know that one a little bit better.
Yes. Oh, that's what I'm saying. I agree. Yeah. I would probably know way more Lizzie McGuire than Hannah Montana.
Do a quote.
This is what dreams are made of.
Hey now. Hey now.
Can't say I don't know it.
That's the movie.
Fuck. Oh, sorry. You know what? Shut up.
Okay, fine.
All right, you do this alone.
Okay, great. Hi, everybody. It's Sarah. Grace isn't here. I'm just going to sing the whole episode. Just kidding. Nobody wants to hear that. You look so cute and cozy.
Thanks. I am cozy.
Good.
Yeah.
How are you?
I'm good.
It wouldn't be an intro if I don't say, how are you?
It wouldn't. That's only right. I think you just have to start it off like that every time.
No, I like it. I like how we've just been like talking.
Yeah. Like
we're
about
like,
Lizzie McGuire and Hannah Montana.
Yeah. Like we're just like more naturals now,
Yeah,
and we're professional podcasters. instead of being like, howdy doody. Like we
Which
used
we
to.
still do. Every once in a while.
Yeah, that's true. Sometimes we're just on that level.
It is funny to go back and listen to like some of our first episodes. I think it was my dad or my sister that said like, you guys have, he was like, I don't mean this in a bad way, but like you guys have definitely, you can tell you're just more comfortable. Like
anything in life, the more you do it,
the more comfortable it is. Step into that fear.
Exactly.
Embrace
Lean
it.
into it.
Yes.
We're not scared.
We're not scared at all.
No, we're never scared. Did you know that I could do this?
Okay, for anyone who can't look at Sarah right now,
I am
I am
ventriloquist.
She's literally talking almost perfectly and she's not moving her mouth. I'm scared.
Yeah.
That might show up in my nightmares.
It's a random.
Wait, do it one more time.
Sorry, I know, every episode. It's kind of hard to say, like, so, hi, Grace. On today's, I can't do the P, episode. No, can't do it.
Okay.
I tried too hard.
That was really good, though. I could not. That
it's
was
just a
really
random
freaky.
fact about me.
You and Zach could go as a ventriloquist.
Zach does not like
dummy.
it when I do it.
I don't blame him.
Zach's the dummy. That's perfect. I'm the ventriloquist. He can sit on my lap.
You got to be the...
Yeah, he's the dummy.
Oh, yeah, you're the... Yes, you're right. He's
I'm
the
not
dummy.
a dummy.
You're not a dummy.
Thank you.
Neither are you, Zach. We love you.
Yeah, we love you.
You just can be the dummy in the part.
The dummy in the part. You play the role of the dummy. You're acting. You're an actor.
Oh, man.
Speaking of actors.
Yes.
Today's episode.
Speaking of actors and fear.
And fear.
We talked about both of those things.
We're so relaxed and good at this.
You see how freaking good we are at our jobs? We totally planned that.
Yeah, but before we get into that, how was your weekend?
It was fine.
Yeah.
Weddings.
Wedding.
Yep.
Went great.
In the next 8 weeks, I have a wedding every weekend but one, and the one I don't.
You're out of town.
Two. One Chicago, and then the other one I'm attending.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Are you attending one in Kansas City or are you going somewhere for that?
Oh God, no, I'm attending 2.
Oh my gosh. How could you forget about the other
my
one?
cousin's wedding at the beginning of June, then I have a wedding, and then Detroit. I'm in a wedding.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Detroit. Have you been to Detroit?
Have not. I'll let you know.
Let me know how it is.
I'll let you know how it goes. I'll be there for a
Sounds good.
solid, not even 72 hours.
Oh my goodness.
Friday to Sunday morning.
Wow.
Yeah.
You're going to do such a good job.
I'm going to do so good.
You're going to stay so healthy and so positive throughout all of the travels.
I'm having a little PTSD because this is when I was kind of telling you earlier, we have like almost a 3-week stretch of 3 different places we're traveling, and it's Detroit, Colorado, and then back to Carthage. And that's the exact same time last year that I had my health issue.
It's okay. We're not
It's going to be fine.
It'll be, this is what you're going to do. You're going to go and conquer.
Yes.
Oh gosh, you are going back to Colorado? You're going to make the flight home.
I'm going to actually get on the flight. We're not going to have to drive cross country.
Nope. It's going to be perfect.
Yeah, it's going to be great.
It's going to be so great.
It's going to be awesome.
You deserve that. You
I
deserve
have
some
been thinking
peaceful
about
travels.
that, though. Yeah, I think I need some.
Oh.
But yeah, it'll be good. It's just going to all of a sudden be, Holt and I were like looking at the calendar and I'm like, damn, we're busy every weekend until he leaves for training camp, and then
literally
football.
I was trying to plan a weekend with my high school best friends to go to the Elms after Zach and I went for our anniversary, because every time I'm there I'm like, I want to go with them. Like we always say it, we never do it. And I was trying to book it with them. I was like, well guys, if we're going over a weekend, this is the one.
See you in September.
Yeah. And then Michaela goes, I don't like to plan out that far. And I'm like, no, Michaela, please.
My friends say the same thing. They're like, I don't want to plan out that far in advance. And I'm like, but I literally can't if we don't.
I know. So I'm like, well, we'll get it figured out one of these days.
It'll happen eventually.
Exactly.
How was your weekend?
It was good.
Good.
Yeah. A couple weekends ago was Zach and I's anniversary.
Yeah.
So we went to the Elms, like I mentioned.
Yeah.
So that was so nice. Just have a weekend off and actually fully relax after coming out of a very, very busy month, basically. So I'm in a much better place than I was a month ago. So that's good. I just feel more relaxed and everything seems a little bit more manageable.
Yeah.
So it was really good. And then wedding this weekend was great as well.
Good.
So it was a big one. It was like over 300. We were at the Abbott. So
woof.
Yeah.
That's a lot of people.
Big room flip.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oof.
But it all went good.
Yeah.
So
good.
Can't complain.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, happy wedding season.
Happy wedding season. Try that again.
Oh, okay.
Thank you.
That's better.
Yeah.
That was a
Look at the
full
bow.
pop.
Look at the bow. There we go.
Oh man. Well, today
We have a lovely wedding planner that's joining us.
We do. We are talking
first.
to Breanne Lopez.
Yes, we are.
Yes, our first beyond you.
Well,
obviously,
that's what
our
I'm
first
saying.
guest.
We've had a few photographers on, but this
Just
is
a
our
few.
first time having another wedding planner.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
it's a lot of fun to talk to her.
It is.
So-
She's a woman of many talents.
Yeah.
Many
I
hats.
was going to say, if you don't know her,
Yeah.
she is the owner of Hitched and KC and founder
Yeah.
of Hitched Helping Hands.
Yes.
I'm like, question mark?
Yep. I couldn't
Is
find
that
that
accurate?
word.
We're going to call her that. No,
Sure.
she is.
Yes.
She is. And yeah. we
She's
had a-
also a mom.
Yes.
She's been on Broadway.
I know. She's a performer.
She's just a cool woman.
She has friends that are drug dealers. And
She's befriended drug dealers. She's just cool.
yeah. It was a lot of fun
It was.
chatting with her, and
Yeah.
we're excited to share the episode with you all.
Yeah. So without further ado, here's Bree.
I hate this part. I'm already sweaty.
I just like to put Grace in the hot seat sometimes for the start, because it's good for you. Because
Shut up, Sarah.
the more you do it, the easier it'll be.
Also, just like walk through that fear.
Yes.
Walk through it.
I just am never good at it.
Yes, you are.
I doubt it. I doubt that's
You're
true.
so in your head.
I know.
You're making it up.
It's a fun place to be sometimes.
Is it though?
No.
Never.
No.
Never.
Not at all.
I need like
Especially
constant
today.
input, constant auditory input, so my brain stops thinking.
That's true. I do that too, where I'm just talking too much.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yes.
And then later I'm like, Breanne, shut up.
I need someone in my head to cut me off.
This is perfect. Please talk.
Don't
Okay.
shut up today.
Okay.
Feel free
Yeah.
to talk as much as you want.
Ramble.
Oh God, I'm a rambler. Don't worry. It'll be
I'm a
fine.
rambling woman.
You're in good company. Don't worry.
Good.
We're ramblers. All right. Hey, you've made me done the last like 3. Maybe it is your turn.
Okay.
It's your turn.
Okay.
It's your
fine.
turn, sir. All right. You got this.
Oh well, I didn't think of like a good intro.
I didn't either. That's why I'm putting it on you.
Dang it!
Do you want me to do the intro?
Yes. Yes. Do
Okay,
it.
what do I say?
Whatever you want.
Yeah.
Do I say like welcome to the People Pleasers podcast?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Welcome to the People Pleasers podcast. I'm Breanne Lopez, and we've got Miss Grace and Sarah here, and we're gonna dig in today.
Yes, we are.
That was so good.
Was that okay?
She's ready. That was amazing. I think we should just make this a thing moving forward.
Make all of our guests do it.
Delaney did it.
Delaney did it.
Yeah,
so I was like,
killed it.
I'll do it.
Yes.
That was great.
Amazing.
That was really good. You're a pro.
Do you prefer to be called Bree or Breanne?
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if I have a preference. I'm kind of like whatever you want to call me. I'm
Okay.
so fine with that.
Cool.
I tell like all my clients or like people at weddings, I'm like, if you just say, hey, you, like I'm down.
I'll respond.
Yeah.
Random name, it's fine.
Yeah, that's fine.
I don't think I've ever called you Breanne. I think I've always called you Bree.
I feel like a lot of people call me
Yeah.
Bree,
Uh-huh.
but I honestly don't even know. Like, I wouldn't even realize. Do you know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? So I'm fine with whatever.
Okay, cool.
People call me Brianna too, and I'm like,
Don't do
that's
that.
not my name.
Yeah.
But I'm fine
right.
with that too. I truly don't care.
That's actually not me.
Not my name, but yeah,
But sure,
it
I'll
works.
respond.
It's fine.
Has that always been like, was that like as a child or did that start in like adulthood?
Well, my mom spelled my name in such a weird way. Like no one else spells it like that.
Right.
And like you would think that if it was shortened, it'd be like BRE or BREA, but it's BREE, which doesn't make sense with how she spelled Breanne.
I didn't know it was
Wait, is your name spelled wrong right there?
No, that's right.
Oh, okay,
But
okay.
when you shorten
you
it,
shorten it, you
it's
don't do
BREE.
What? I thought it was just BRE.
You would think that.
I
Yeah.
also think I've seen that and thought it was a typo.
Yeah. Literally.
Now that I'm like, I think I've seen that before.
And so I said,
It's
something.
like Bree.
usually, like if you would spell it BREA and N, you would have an A at the end for Brianna. It wouldn't be. It would be. You know what I mean? It's just confusing.
Well, it looks really pretty.
It does.
Well, maybe that's what she was going for.
Yeah.
She almost named me Pandora.
No. I feel like you would totally rock that name
Okay,
though.
but
Oh, yeah.
Pandora Pickering. And she was that's
tough.
my maiden name. So Pandora Pickering, and she was gonna call me Pandy.
I was gonna say what's
Panda
the short?
bear.
I was like, what drugs were you on when you thought that was a good idea?
Pandy. I don't think I've
Pandora.
ever heard Pandora.
I think it's more of like a British name.
I was gonna say, isn't that
kinda
like one of
cool.
Lisa Vanderpump's kids?
Actually, yeah, I think you're right.
it's
Did you
Pandora.
guys ever watch Skins?
No.
Oh my god, it's such a good UK show. From
Skins.
It's like, okay, well, did you watch Degrassi?
Only a little bit.
Same.
Episodes.
It was like the UK version of Degrassi.
Oh,
It's so good.
anything
Is there
UK
somebody
version
named
is my
Pandora?
favorite.
It's so good, and there was a Pandora.
Let
on
me
that.
guess.
Yeah, there was a Pandora on that, and like that name was a
Wow.
little more common in the
Pandora.
UK. So.
That's fun.
Thank God she didn't name
Well,
me that.
Pandora, thank you for coming today.
You're welcome. So glad to be here.
No, but all seriousness, we're so glad to have you here today.
I'm nervous. I'm excited. I'm thrilled.
We're excited you're here.
Thank you.
Have you ever thought about starting a podcast yourself?
Honestly, like, again, I love being on a microphone. So, like, yes, but I also think I have a realistic expectation of like how much time and effort and work that would
Smart.
be.
Yeah.
And
Wish we would have thought about that.
I literally have no desire to like
Do the work.
do all the work. Like
Yeah.
if I could show up and just talk and like invite people and not have to do like any of the editing or any of the social media or any of the
Right.
content stuff, I would do it. But I would have to like hire everything for that, which is not not
realistic.
feasible,
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
realistic.
Yeah.
I couldn't. Yeah. So I don't know. Who knows? Maybe like somewhere down the line, like later in life, but
I could see you doing it.
definitely not now. No.
Well, it's
Well, you're
not
welcome
like
here
you have
anytime.
other things going on at all, ever.
I think when my child gets older, I could see that. Because, yeah, I would love to do it. Just, like, have people over and, like, talk about, like, trauma and their past and, like, get into that.
Oh, we can talk about that today.
Yeah. Now's your opportunity.
I love it. I love talking about
You know we could talk
yeah,
about that.
trauma bonding. I'm in. I like, I'm an open book, so.
Well,
Good. Well, that's why you're here. No, that's good to know.
we'll get to the trauma, but
Great.
but to start, I guess we should start slowly. We always start with how we know each other.
Okay.
When did you guys meet?
In an elevator.
Was it in an elevator at Hotel Kansas City?
Yes.
Oh, what an elevator to meet in.
I was
Did
like,
it get
hi,
stuck?
I'm Sarah.
Yeah,
I was like,
knew of you.
Yeah.
I had heard of you because everyone in the industry is obsessed with you. You
Stop.
had won so many awards already.
I
so
won an award. I know.
I know.
so surprised by that.
award-winning Sarah Downey.
Oh my God, stop.
Knew of you just by that. But then we had met briefly, and then you reintroduced yourself.
I know. I was just like, we're gonna be friends.
I know, which is so great. And I was like, oh my gosh. And you're like, are you allowed to cuss on this?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, good.
Thank you for
I'm
asking.
not going to be able to talk if we can't cuss.
No, we are cussers. We're explicit.
Okay, good. But I was literally like, fuck. Because I couldn't put your face, I couldn't put a name to the face. And you were like, oh, hi, it's Sarah. And I'm like, oh my, yes, of course I know who you are. And we we kind of reconnected at
Casey Plans, right?
Casey Plans,
yes.
Nice.
Yeah.
When was that?
This past year.
Honestly. I feel like we really connected just this past year. And then I was very much so like I knew you were really good friends with her because you guys started the podcast. And I was like, Grace, I want to be friends with Sarah. Like, what's happening?
And I told you, I was like, I think you guys would be fantastic friends.
Yes.
I think we need to make that happen.
100%.
I was like, yeah, this makes sense.
It's just so
Makes all the
hard to
sense.
connect with planners in town if you're not doing things outside of wedding planning.
That's kind of true, because I feel like photographer wise, everyone's kind of friends with each other, but planner wise, I feel like that's kind of tough. It's kind of like you can be friends with each other, but like photo, like you can second shoot or like you go get coffee, but like planning, I feel like is tougher for that, isn't it? I don't know. Maybe that's me from the outside.
I feel like it's kind of like venues. It's not like, I don't like looking at it as like competition, but it definitely feels more of like, we're an island over here, you're an island over there, and it's not necessarily like you would never work together.
Right.
That would be kind of a no-no in the industry.
Right.
Whereas like with photography, it's very common that you would second shoot.
Or like
have the
styled
crossover.
shoots or like things like that. I feel like there's more opportunity for us to always work together, whereas planners, like you guys don't really have that because you can't work weddings together.
No, it's kind of like you would never work for another planning company.
Right.
I didn't think about that.
Yeah. So it's hard to meet other planners.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's why I feel like Casey Plans was such a great idea for
Yes.
Michelle and the L girls to come up with, because it put everybody all in the same room. So
Is
it
that-
gave
For
us
sure.
a chance to.
Is that for wedding planners specifically?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm
So-
learning.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. You'll never get to go to that. Sorry.
No. That's fine.
Unless
I want to
you're
stay
shooting
home
it.
anyway. I would rather be at home. That's okay.
Yeah.
No, I know. Networking events can be so
Draining.
scary, hard,
Yeah.
all the things. But yeah, so it's just hard to meet other planners. But I was so glad that we got to connect this year.
Yeah. You're welcome.
Thank you.
You're welcome for going out of my way.
Yes,
Hi,
you did.
I'm Sarah again. I'm still Sarah. Hey, Bree.
I know. I was like,
I've heard good things.
all the things. I was like, we got to be friends. And then we knew each other. When was the first
We
time
also
we
met at Hotel KC for Daria and Alex.
Oh my God.
That was my
what
very
a
first wedding with you.
cute
You walked in with a
wedding.
cute little bow on your head, and I was like, who is she? I was like, she's really cute. That was 2022.
Oh my gosh.
That was so long ago. That was my very first video wedding. So I was like,
oh my gosh, that's
and
right.
then you walked in, and I was like,
oh, bless your heart. Well,
I
and
can
then
do this.
I feel like we really connected, and I'm not going to remember the client's name. It was a day of, and it was out at a barn.
Caitlin and Spencer.
Nailed it.
How does she do
I don't
this?
know. Absolutely.
Can I
nailed
remember
it.
anything else?
No. But wedding day couples, you're like, I'm on it.
Yeah.
I remember like
do remember
really
that.
connecting with you on
Yeah.
that, and we talked so much about, I think, trauma.
Yeah, honestly,
There it is,
I'm
full
pretty
circle.
sure that's when we kind of started, because we had time. It was at a church, and we had time before that. We were just kind of hanging, chilling, like just that awkward time where we're waiting for people to
Yes.
show up. But there's nothing for us to really do right now, and that's when I just remember standing there, kind of close to the entrance, and you were like, "So tell me about yourself," and I was like,
Oh my God, I love doing that.
"What do I say?"
To poor Grace. You know, she was just like
No,
just a scared little dog in the corner shaking.
I love, like, I genuinely am like, so tell me about your childhood. Like, how was that? Like,
And I'm pretty sure
how
we
are
got
your
that deep.
parents? Yeah, I'm like, what's going on? Like, tell me. Like, when I deep dive with somebody, like, I'm really like, tell me about your relationship. How did that start? Tell me about your first date. What'd they say to you? Like, I really want to go like hard, fast, open the book. Let's get in there.
That's my favorite,
Yes.
though.
Who
I
cares
don't
about
like
small
the
talk?
surface
Yeah.
level, because then it's just like, nice to meet you.
Oh, for sure.
It's like, I already know everything about you after meeting you once.
It makes me uncomfortable to do small talk because it makes me feel fraudulent because I don't like it. And I'm also like, what's this getting us nowhere?
Yeah, what's the point of this conversation?
What's the point? And I think I'm also like in a time in my life, in my early 30s.
Woohoo!
I know, so old. But I do feel like when I entered my 30s, I'm like, I'm really only interested in like making friends and like really understanding people in like a deeper way than just
Surface level.
Yeah. Like there's just why.
Well, and I do, you pointed that out on the questionnaire we sent you. I think it was like something you want to talk about. You were like, I'm an open book. I'll talk about anything. And you said something like, what'd you say? I think I put it in here and I really liked it. You said, people aren't shiny and perfect. Ask me anything.
Oh, God bless.
And I was like, I love that. But it's right. It's true. Because also like having that surface level conversation, it's like, cool. Then we'll have the same surface level conversation next time. And then I
Never
still know
actually
nothing
get to know
about you. Yeah. And then it's just kind of like, okay,
It gets
I guess.
old so fast.
Yeah. It's not fun. It's not an actual connection.
Well, and I do think, like, I don't think that this is unique to the wedding industry, but we all have imposter syndrome. We all think that we're not doing enough. We all don't think we're as good as everybody else. Like, everyone is like, am I cool? Do people like me? Am I doing good
doing a
work?
good job.
Am I doing a good job? Like, do people like to, all of those things. And so I'm always just like, let's just be real. Because when I say, like, I've got a vibrant company, but every day I'm like, am I doing a good job? Am I failing? Because today I feel like I'm failing. And sometimes I'm like, ooh, we're rocking it. But a lot of times I'm like, everyone out there is doing so much way cooler stuff or whatever. And it's like, we all feel like that. And I feel like when everyone hears everyone else saying that, it's not just looking on social media. It's not just being like, well, they look like they have it all together. It just makes everyone feel better.
Yeah. We're all humans just trying to do a good job,
our
trying to be
best.
liked, trying to please people.
Oh my gosh, for sure. Also, you guys, I'm so sorry. I feel like I'm like shivering.
Are you cold?
I'm one of those skinny girls now that's like, I'm so cold. Do you have a jacket? And I'm like, oh my God.
I'm so frail.
I'm so frail and tiny. I'm just cold all the time. No, historically, I've just always been so freaking hot.
Yeah.
See, I'm hot as shit.
Really?
Our apartment
I am
sets
clammy
to,
all
set
the
to
time.
68.
Just a
I'm
clammy
always
girl.
so hot.
I like to keep everything cold. I mean,
Yeah.
that is true. Like, I would rather have like 5 layers on extra than to be hot in
Yeah.
general.
Oh my God, the worst.
But I do think like my body is trying to like re-regulate.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Anyway.
I am kind of interested because we talked about that. When you showed up, when did I see you? And you were like, I was like, you look amazing. You were like, thanks. I lost this weight and now I'm skinny. And I was like, what? What did you talk to me about that?
God bless. Okay. And I was actually really hopeful that we were going to talk about this because I feel like it's really taboo and I don't think that people should feel shameful or weird to talk about it. So, I have always struggled with my weight. I have always struggled with yo-yoing, trying to lose weight, unhealthy expectations, eating all the things.
Really?
Oh my gosh, my entire life. And also like on my mom's side, my mom, my grandma, my aunt, like those women were obsessed with weight. Constantly, I can tell you guys horror stories of like things that the ladies in my life would say, like when I was a child, like my grandma would dress me and say like, oh, we're going to wear this so it covers up your stomach.
Oh my gosh.
Or like we'd all be working out. My aunt would be like, oh, isn't it so sad that your, 45-year-old aunt has like better arms than you?
Oh my
As
gosh.
like a 10-year-old.
Right.
Or like my mom said my body type was a pregnant worm. Just like skinny legs, big belly.
Oh my gosh.
What age did she tell you that?
I was probably 12.
Wow.
I'm the only one in my family that is not really athletic, I would say. So like my mom played college basketball. My brothers played football in college and wrestled. They were all, just like sports people. And then I showed up and was just like chubby, weird, in theater. My mom put me in basketball and I would like come by the bench and I'd be like, does anyone want to come in?
Sup.
I'm so hot. And my mom would be the coach and she'd be like, get get your ass back on that cart, Breanne. And I was like, oh my God, this is a horrible.
Really?
Someone please help. I
Right.
just was not in it.
Right.
And then like I had a dance photo where my belly was sticking out so big, and my whole family would say like, oh, that's Breanne's pregnancy announcement. And truly, you guys, I was like 9.
Yeah. So of course you're going to have
Holy
a
cow.
not healthy relationship with body image.
Oh, for sure. My mom used to and my mom is an angel, so
Yeah.
we'll get to that.
Yeah.
But again, that's that generation. And like my
100%.
grandma was the same way. Like we would leave church and like the doors would close in the car, and immediately, you
Gossip.
guys, oh, did you see Pam? She looks
Yeah.
like she's put on a couple pounds.
Yes.
Or like, oh, and Tracy Joe, she's looking pretty trim. I wonder what at all times,
Constantly
constantly,
around you.
everyone's talking about everyone's body. I just,
Yep.
That's what you do.
That was that generation though.
Yes.
So I was like, oh, and some not very nice. I mean, it's not really nice to comment on it anyway, but some of the words that they use, I'm kind of
Oh.
like, whoa.
I know.
Not realizing until now as an adult, I'm like, oh, that's bad.
Yeah,
oh,
it's
that
not
was
okay.
really bad. Well, and I'll talk with my mom about it now, and she's like, "Did I really say that?" And I'm like, "Yes, it's burned into my brain. You did say that."
Yeah.
And she even now is like, "Oh my God."
So she's gotten better, like the older you've gotten.
She's
That's
like,
good.
I'm so sorry. I cannot believe that I said those things.
Yeah.
She's, and my mom is also like, she's got a very masculine energy to her where like, she very jokey and like doesn't realize that she's like, she
Hurting you.
Yeah. She's
Yeah.
not a very emotional
Yeah.
human at all. Like
Really?
she's come a long way,
Yeah.
but very just like, sweep it under the rug, like get over it. It's fine. Stop crying. And I was like hyper emotional as a child. I was like, I want to talk about it.
Yeah.
She's like, I don't want to, we're not
No.
going to do that.
We don't do that. Wow.
But so, oh my God, I go off on tangents.
No, I love
it. Yeah.
But so anyway, I yo-yoed my whole entire life. And you guys, if there was a diet, I've tried it. Like,
Really?
oh my God, yes. Anything like throughout the years, like Atkins, no carbs, keto, like cutting all of that, doing that thing. Like at one point I was like just eating Special K cereal in college because I was like, oh, I'm going on a Special K diet, which was just sugar and carbs.
No, literally.
Literally just sugar and carbs.
Wait, so that was college. So when did the diets like start? Like when did you really kind of start
in high
doing that?
school, my mom would measure out my food. And, we're trying to cut back. I would like work out. Yeah. Like, I mean, my best friend, my gay best friend from childhood, who was very in the closet. We grew up in like a little tiny town in Missouri, Nixa. We would like, okay, we're only eating 2 Fiber One bars today and then nothing else. And,
Yeah.
the crazy started pretty early on. And then, throughout my life, depending on what was happening, kind of yo-yoed. But yeah, I mean, I've done the macros, micros. I've done like, oh, I'm not eating enough. I need to eat way more to like jumpstart my metabolism. And then like, oh my God, I like really got to cut back. Or I've done the intermittent fasting. And yeah, like I said, you name it, I've tried it. And so when all this like Ozempic, Trizepatide, like when all these things came out, I had my daughter, Ollie. And after you have a baby, like your body's fucked. It truly is.
It's one of my biggest fears, if we're being honest.
Yeah.
I'm like terrified of that.
It's, I mean, it just changes so much. Like, and I had a really rough pregnancy also, and not everybody has a bad pregnancy, but it was, I could not lose any weight. And I got up to like around 200 pounds, and it didn't matter what I did. And I've always worked out. And I was working out pretty constantly. I was intermittent fasting. I was like really trying to cut. And like, unless I truly was starving myself, like I could, maybe I'd lose 5 pounds and then it would be right back up. Yeah. And so I got on that friggin' Trizepatide, baby. And it was truly life changing for me.
Really?
Oh my God. Are you kidding? Like, it helps in so many different ways. Like it regulates your blood sugar. And so it obviously like you're able to lose that weight that your body is holding on to. But it also, like, I truly don't know what it's doing, like, chemically in your brain, but like the food noise. I mean, you guys, I would lie awake in bed every single night going over everything I had eaten that day.
Yeah.
And I would say, like, okay, tomorrow you're gonna do better, like, you're gonna get through, like, ugh, we have to do better, we have to, like, I can't believe it. I would beat myself up.
That was like recently, like before you started taking this?
For years and years, it sounds like. Yeah.
Oh my God, yes. I couldn't eat anything without feeling afterwards like, oh my God, I can't believe you did that. Why'd you do that? I can't, And so it was just I was just constantly thinking about it. About like, what am I going to eat? Am I going to eat? Don't eat. Don't eat. Okay, I'm going to eat this. Yeah. Oh, that was bad. Oh, I ate this. That was good, but I'm kind of still hungry. Don't eat anymore. I mean, it's
just consuming.
A freaking hamster wheel. And so it takes that away.
Good.
Like, you no longer see food as bad or good. You just kind of like are in this place of like, oh, I need to fuel my body.
Right.
Which like a different perspective almost.
Oh my God. It's so refreshing. Like the mental part of it. And then I was finally able to lose weight. Like, I really didn't change anything else. Like, I'm not a big drinker. I don't really drink. I drink tons of water. I still eat sweets, like if I want them, but I eat lots of protein, and then I still work out, but I always worked out. Like, I really didn't, like, I already was doing
the routine,
all the things.
Yeah.
And I lost 35 pounds.
Wow.
Yeah. And I'm like, this is such a just gift, like, for the women out. And here's the thing, truly, like, as women, it's hormonal. If you don't have the genetic hormones that like keep your body at homeostasis at a lower weight, because here's the thing, our bodies want to stay at homeostasis, and that is scientifically proven.
What is that?
Homeostasis. So that basically means, like, once you get to a place, it wants to stay there. It really doesn't want to change. So
it's comfy.
It's comfy. It wants to get to a place where everything's kind of leveled out. So a big change, or like trying to lose weight, like that, your body doesn't want it. It doesn't want to do that. So if you have like had all of these types of hormones, or had this like higher level of cortisol, or like had these kind of like larger, fat cell pockets wherever in your body for so long, it doesn't want to let go of them. And the best thing you really can do for your body and for your health is to get like visceral fat off of your body, which is the fat that like is over your organs. And truly, you're gonna just like, that makes you healthier than anything else, because basically our weight is like what affects like everything.
When did you go on this?
I started in August
of last year.
Okay. So it's coming up on a year, and I lost it slow. That's the other thing. You lose it really slow. It's
not an overnight fix.
No, it's 1 to 2 pounds a week. Maybe. And sometimes you're not even losing that.
Yeah.
So it's really, really slow. And then also, I've done a lot of research on this. I'm like such a research girl anytime I'm doing anything. But so when you're taking any type of like semaglutide or tirzepatide, it also has so many health factors that are great for heart disease, but also Alzheimer's. So they're finding that semaglutide and tirzepatide for preemptive Alzheimer's or dementia, it's like one of the best things that you can be on. And I have dementia that runs through my family. So when you get dementia or Alzheimer's, you get this plaque buildup in your brain, basically. And they are seeing like incredible medical trials and journals that it is like keeping that away.
Wow. So you kind of like hit the jackpot in both points of like, I feel physically better, like I'm feeling more myself, and also
all these
something
other benefits
is preventing something that runs in my family.
For sure.
Wow. That's awesome.
Yeah, I'm like,
I don't know any of this.
I'm learning so much.
I want everybody to be on it. I'm like, everybody get on the shot. Come on.
What do you think about the stigma that it's bad to be on it, or it's like what do people say?
It's cheating.
Yes, there we go.
Well, I think a lot of people that say that are people that are just inherently skinny.
Yeah.
That are genetically blessed, that haven't had to, work super duper hard, or like haven't had to have something that's blocked them from getting to that place. And like I would always say to anybody that's getting on it, like you have to change your lifestyle. Like if you don't already have those things implemented, like you have to work out, you have to make better choices with your food. You really shouldn't be drinking a bunch. You got to be drinking like all the water. You still have to do all those things. You can't just take it.
You can't just take it and then magic.
No.
Like there's still work that goes with it.
You still have to do all the healthy things. But for a lot of people that are already doing all those things and just cannot lose any weight,
right?
And it's just like a constant battle, and it's like you're miserable in your body and you're
Thinking
like,
about it 24/7.
It's like that's not cheating.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you're trying so hard. Like so much of our body composition is genetic, and our especially for women, our hormones.
Yeah, which haven't been studied, and we don't know half the shit that's going on anyway. So,
Did you listen to that that gynecologist and expert on menopause that was on Armchair Expert?
I'm so glad you listened to Armchair Expert.
Oh, huge armchair.
Huge armchair. Okay, I love that. No, I have not.
I'm going to now.
You guys, it's fucking wild.
Really? I listened to the autoimmune one with Mel Robbins on her podcast. I listened to that one, and that one was like, whoa. But I need to now listen to this one because I think that's where I've moved more from the autoimmune to hormones.
You should she is like the foremost leader on like all things menopause, hormones, and basically they just started studying any of this like 7 years ago.
So sad.
Well, that's what all of the research for the women's body started in 1990.
Yeah. Well, and for menopause
not that long ago.
specifically, you guys, it's freaking wild. You have to listen to this episode. I think I'd have to remember her name. I think it's like Mary Claire or something. It's just so fascinating. And like she's now like, oh no, we need all of these things, and like this is what's happening in your body, and like we basically women have just been like struggle busing it, like white knuckling it through their lives for so long, and it's not necessary. You should definitely listen to it.
I'm literally going to tonight. I'm like, this is important.
Well, listen as we're cleaning up. We'll start it today.
No, truly, you have to. It's just like, it's wild. I love learning. Like I like just knowing all the things, and yeah.
Have you always been that way?
Well, my mom loves history. She's always been a huge history buff. Like we were actually just shopping. We were buying Ollie all new books for her library this weekend.
Also, Ollie, cutest name ever.
Olivia Louise Lopez.
Oh my gosh.
Miss Ollie
I
Lou.
love Louise. That's so cute.
Ollie Lou.
Ollie Lou. Little
so
Ollie
cute.
Lou who. She's so fucking cute.
Oh God, he just gets cuter.
She is so cute. I'll talk about
we'll
her
get to
all
her.
day. Yes, we'll get to her. But we were just buying her all new books for her library because now she's into like early chapter books. So I got all the Junie B. Jones books.
Oh my God.
Do you guys remember
Oh
those?
my gosh, of course. Are you kidding? My childhood.
Yeah. No,
Only thing I read.
They're so cute. But I found all of these chapter books that my mom used to read me as a child, and they're historical biographies they're like fictional historical biographies based off of princesses and queens, like throughout history.
Oh, that's so cool. I'll read that. I'm not a reader, but if I can get on it, I'll
they were
get behind it.
adorable. They were called the Princess Diaries, and we read like every single one. So there was one on like Anne Boleyn and Cleopatra and like Mary of Scots and like. So I think she
At a young age, you were exposed.
and then we were always watching Biography on the E channel. Do you guys? Did you ever watch those?
No.
Oh my God. All the biographies at all time. And then we just watched a lot of the History Channel. So I think my mom instilled that in me from a pretty young age.
Yeah.
And I was always just fascinated by learning about people So I love it.
That's awesome.
I love learning. And I also loved school.
Oh, you were one of those. Just
was.
all of my friends are school people, and I'm not.
I hated school
Except
so
us.
much. I know.
All of my college friends loved it, and I'm like,
I was just so anxious all the time, though, that I was not like really paying attention. I was just in my own head.
Yeah.
That's fair.
we had other things going on.
Yeah.
It also depended on the class. I wasn't like thrilled to be in math. I wasn't like algebra.
Geometry.
No, actually, I did love geometry.
Of course you did. Liar.
I was thrilled. I was thrilled by geometry, but any other,
Okay.
But no, I was always like, I wanted to be on the front row. I like loved taking notes. I really like studying for tests. Like I was.
Was it like learning something new? Was it like the actual like routine of a classroom? What about it did you like?
I think there's lots of different parts. I think I love being in a structured community. And I think that brings me a lot of comfort and joy.
Yeah.
So I like having structure to my life in general and like knowing like, okay, especially in college. I loved college so much.
I'm so glad that you did.
Oh my God.
too.
I went to an all women's college.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Where did you go to college?
Stephens College.
That's where my aunt went. Really? Yeah.
She's a Susie.
Oh, is she?
A Stephens Susie.
Really?
That's what we're called.
Oh my gosh, cute.
So it was Stephens College was started in 1833.
Okay.
And it was started as a kind of like a finishing school. Back in the day, it was the sister school to MU. So MU was the boys' school, and then Stephens was the girls' school. It's just down the street. And they had a train that brought you to Columbia, and all the Stephens girls would have their white gloves and their like little luggages, and they would all be in their Stephens uniforms. They were red. Wow. And they're all called Susies.
I love that. And you're like, I belong here.
Oh my God.
This is for me.
I fucking loved it, bro.
How like refreshing that would be though to like not have guys.
Boys around.
Yeah, like that would actually be kind of great.
It's epic. I mean, people are like, oh my gosh, you're going to all women's college. But you guys, like the sisterhood, first of all, like what do a lot of girls like have issues about? It's like boys.
That's what starts it all.
So take it out of the equation. It's like we woke up every morning looking like an absolute dumpster fire.
Nobody cared.
You'd roll out of bed. You'd like just wear your sweats all day. Everybody was weird as fuck because you
could be.
because you weren't trying to impress anybody. We were all like little trash goblins and
Trash goblins.
just straight trash goblins. And then most of the faculty were women. The dean was a woman, and the vibe and the energy on campus was always like, we're Stephens women. Like you'd walk into like an assembly or something, and like the dean would be like, hi, Stephens women, who's out there today? And we'd all be like, woo!
Susie, that's so empowering though.
Yeah, she was like, look at you, Stephens women. What are you going to do out in the world?
Hell yeah.
What are you going to accomplish? I mean, it was just like, you can do anything. You can be whatever you want. Like, go out there, like, get it. I mean, it was just this, like, empowering woman, like, womanhood. Like, it was dope.
That's awesome.
I loved it. It was fabulous. So...
Well, because I think of like post-college, I mean, like now in my life, I'm like the female relationships, like the girlfriends that I have, I'm like, that's what makes my life. That's what's empowering. 100%. I love the female, all of the females I have in my life. So to have just that and building that foundation in college, hell yeah, that'd be awesome.
It was great, and it was a tiny little college. Like there's only like 2,000 people that go in the entire school. So it was little tiny. You had to live on campus, which I actually really adored because everyone was really...
It's a close-knit community.
Yeah, it was like you had to be there. So it's not like everybody was out doing their own thing. Like it really was all about community, and yeah, it was epic.
I love that for you. What did you go to school for?
Theater.
Yes. And then... You lived in New York?
I did.
Tell us about that.
So I'm really young for my age. So I graduated high school when I was 17, and then I graduated from college when I was 20.
Wow.
And so I'm a lot younger than most people whenever they're like getting out into the world. Like I couldn't even drink when I graduated, which was weird. But so I graduated from college, and I actually moved to Kansas City for the summer, and I did a show up here. I did Rocky Horror Picture Show. And my brother was actually getting treatment at the time for cancer. And so he was at KU Med. And so that was really nice because then I was kind of there to like be with him at the
support
hospital.
Him, be around, not be far.
For sure. And that's a whole other story. But then after that, I was in this show my senior year of college, and it was called Disenchanted, The Bitches of the Kingdom. And it was a satirical musical comedy about the Disney princesses.
I would love to watch that.
I would too.
It was so good. It's very like Book of Mormon-esque, but meets Disney princesses.
Okay.
So fun.
So my song was All I Want to Do Is Eat. And then some of the other ones,
course.
yes.
Fitting.
Some of the other ones were like Big Tits. I mean, yeah,
That's awesome.
it was great. So I did that show at school, and like all of the original like producers, like director, like scenic design, like basically everyone from New York came to our school because one of the producers was a Stephens girl, and they were like, we should mount the show at the college. It's an all women's college. It makes so much sense. They'll pay for everything. And then they went and they were like, okay, we're going to do a run, then we're going to go off Broadway. So
Wow.
So from that run at school, I got hired to then continue with the run, and then I moved to Orlando and I did it down there for a bit, and then we did it in Tampa for a bit, and then I came to New York
Oh my gosh.
with that show.
Wow.
Which-
So how long of your life was that?
Like a year and a half.
Damn.
That's a
It's
short
a
period
lot.
of time to be living in all those places.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, yeah, I was picking up and I hated that.
Yeah.
That was awful. I'm
Because
definitely
it wasn't the stability.
Right. Which you said you love.
I'm a nester.
Yeah.
Like I want all my stuff. I want all my things in like a place and
Yeah.
Routine.
routine. And so like being in like random housing for like X amount of time, and I and not really like having a community, like I and it was right after college.
Right.
that
And
was
you're just
20
a little
years
baby.
old?
Yeah, I was
2021.
and I was the only person from the college cast that got asked to come and do like the run and the tour, and
So you were alone.
I was totally alone, and everybody else was like in their late 30s.
Oh, wow.
With like families, and I wouldn't say like they were the nicest gals.
It was a little different than my Susie.
I
can't imagine.
Yeah, I don't think they were thrilled either. Like I was pretty young. I don't think they were thrilled I was there. It was a weird dynamic, I think,
Yeah.
in general. And so like I was so depressed while I was doing all of that. Like on the outside, I think people from school were like,
Look at her.
look at her, she's doing it. And I truly was the most depressed I've ever been. It was awful. I hated it.
For that whole year and a half?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I was so lonely.
So what, did the show just end and then it was like, okay, now what? Or
So yes, I got out of that show and then I started working. My mom went to college with, or she didn't go to college with him, but she knew this guy that worked for the Nederlander organization, which is a Broadway producing company, and they own 12 of the Broadway theaters. But he was in the he was in the back end of like production and like management, not the theaters. Well, it's still the theater side, but you know what I'm saying.
Not as front facing.
Yes. He was in the corporate, like in the corporate side of things, and so I got into that company and I became a project manager for the Broadway houses. So like I did back end stuff. Like I would like show producers the theaters. I would I would have to like bid like new blade signs where it said like the Neil Simon Theater, and it'd have to all be like historically accurate because they're all preserved by the historical preservation, and they can't really change anything.
Right.
And, or like the cleaning that goes on and like all the theaters and like all of that kind of stuff. Honestly, more like wedding planner stuff.
Yeah.
And so I did that for a while after I got out of like the actual performing part. And that also sucked.
Yeah.
I moved to New York. I was like living in Manhattan. I was like working on Broadway. Like I did fire safety, which was basically like I had to just like sit in the theater, and if there was a fire, I had to like tell people where to go. So random.
was there ever a fire? Did you ever
No, never.
Like, it sounds important.
But you had like, it was mandated. You have to have that. And I got paid really well to do that. And I basically sat in the theater, and I got to like meet so many like fancy people.
Really?
Like I met Madonna.
Wow.
Because they were mounting the Tupac musical at the Palace Theater.
Oh my gosh.
And so like all the people like Chris Rock, who else did I see? I think Jay-Z came one night. Like just all the people. You know the guy from Hamilton that plays George Washington? He was in that show.
Wow.
Got to meet him. And then I also like did it backstage at the Lion King. So I was like backstage like while like was kind of like in it.
Yeah.
And I just truly was like the most unhappy I've ever been. I like got to where I wanted to go and was like, this sucks.
I thought it was gonna be. Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, this is not what Sex and the City promised me.
This is not what I thought.
No. And so I got out of that and then I moved to Jersey, which is, I thought at the time, I was like, oh my God, that's so far away. And everyone was like,
right. I can see it.
Literally.
I can see it.
So I moved to Jersey City, which is like the very base of the peninsula that would be right next to the Statue of Liberty. So the Statue of Liberty is actually connected to Liberty State Island, which is in Jersey City. It's not connected to Manhattan or New York, but and that was great. And it was much more the vibe. There was grass and trees and it wasn't as crazy.
It wasn't concrete jungle. It was a little bit more
didn't smell like pee
life
at
and
all.
lived in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
working in like Times Square for like a year was like awful.
Overstimulating.
Oh, my
sounds talk about
it was
overstimulating.
disgusting.
Yeah.
It was truly horrible. A horrible experience. It taught me a lot about like what I wanted in my life. I'm like, I don't want to live in New York City. Like this sucks. But then I went over to Jersey City and I was like, this is great. This is because it's all brownstones. A lot of the shows that like we love, like Gossip Girl, like a lot of that's filmed in Jersey.
Why does Jersey get such a bad rep then?
It's all because it's not New York.
Yeah.
Yeah, but what the heck?
I know.
Justice for Jersey.
Truly. Justice for Jersey. Hashtag
Justice for Jersey.
When you went to New York, was that like, this is what I've wanted, this is what I've dreamed, and then it was kind of like, oh, this sucks, or it was like, oh, I've always thought this would be fun?
Oh, I had a full identity crisis.
Okay.
Really?
Yeah, well, first of all, I wanted to get the fuck out of Dodge. Like, I got voted most likely in my high school to like move and never come back. Like I wanted to get away. And also like my house growing up was like pretty traumatic, pretty chaotic, pretty scary. Like I just was like,
get me out of here.
Get me out of here. Get me out on my own. Like I'm so ready to like just not be around crazy. And so yeah, when I got there and I was like, wait, I hate this. I was like, this was the plan.
Now what?
Now what? And I'm very much so like, obviously going into wedding planning, I'm like, I need a plan. Like, what's the plan? What's the plan? What are we doing? So type A. And so, yeah, that was scary. And also like, guys, I moved there when I was just 21.
A child still.
Like moved across the country by myself.
Yeah.
Like I didn't know anyone. This is actually a pretty funny story. I don't remember who I told this to the other day, but they were like, what the fuck, Breanne? I moved to Inwood, which is technically still in Manhattan, but like she's so close to the Bronx and it's sketch up there.
By yourself?
Yes, by myself.
What?
And I made really good friends with the drug dealers outside my building. So I lived right next to
Did you know that they were drug dealers?
Well, so I'm
so curious.
I lived right next to the projects and there were always these like three guys in like folding chairs or like lawn chairs or whatever that were like out on the street and we're just our sidewalk like right outside the building. And my boyfriend at the time, we were like trying to get weed. Marijuana. We were trying to get marijuana. I don't smoke anymore, but
Side note
disclaimer, don't do that anymore. But at the time, my boyfriend wanted to get some for the weekend.
It was just my boyfriend.
It's not me, I swear. I know, I'm like, our clients can watch this. I promise I don't do drugs. I promise I don't do drugs.
Marijuana is legal in the state of Missouri.
That's right. That's right. But so I was like, I bet those gentlemen would know. And he was like, Breanne, please don't go up to those people. And
Those gentlemen.
I have just always been like also just blissfully kind of unaware and like really never like I've always been like so open where like I would let anybody like you can come in my house and like have whatever you want. Like you can have my clothes, you can have my car, like do you want to live with me? It's fine. And so I was like, hi you guys, my name is Breanne. Like I just moved in.
This is my address.
Like my apartment is on the first floor, like 1D. I was just curious, do you guys know like where I could possibly get some marijuana? And that is actually how I asked.
I love it.
And
What was their reaction to that?
they were like, yeah. we have some marijuana. Would you like, how much would you like?
I don't know.
And I was like, not sure. Like, what are your pricing? Like, how much?
Do you have a pamphlet?
What is it? And so he gave me like a tiny little like bag, and I think it was like $20 or something. And I became really good friends with them. So
That's awesome.
one of their names was Secuestro, which meant kidnapper. And then the other one's name was Cheese, and he said cheese, and I thought he said chi, like Thiago, and I was like, oh, like Thiago, like, are you from Brazil? And he was like, nah, like cheese, get that money. And I was like, oh yes, I understand. That makes sense.
That is so funny.
And I made them dinner every single night. Like, I would like bring them out dinner. Like,
what?
While they were drug dealing.
You need a TV show at this point in your life. You need it to just be filmed.
Yeah.
They were so nice.
So funny.
People in my building got robbed all the time. Like, people's apartments got like broken into. Mine never was. I felt very safe.
Yeah, you had your bodyguards out
Literally,
front.
like, and I was always like asking them, like, what do you want to do with your life? Like, where do you see yourself in 5 years? Like,
What's your plan?
What's your plan? Like, do you always see yourself being here? At one point, Secuestro's nephew needed like an appendectomy or something, and like I gave him $500 for the surgery, and he paid me back 2 weeks later.
Oh my gosh.
That's crazy.
It's wild. I haven't been more burned like in
thank
life
goodness.
because I just,
killed,
right? Kidnapped from Secuestro kidnapper. They helped me move.
Awesome.
Like, they helped me move to Jersey.
Oh my god.
Wow.
And they would come over sometimes to Jersey, and I would like treat them to like a cute lunch date.
Oh my
Like, cheese was missing like a couple.
What age were these men?
I don't know. They
you had to,
had
like, guess.
in their 30s maybe, or maybe in their late 20s maybe.
Okay.
I mean, they weren't like super
60.
old.
Yeah.
No. They
No.
were like
60-year-old
they were
men.
like hustling,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
And like, Cheese was so funny when I would take them out to like lunch dates and stuff. Like, he would like put his napkin in his like, and he'd be like, I could get used to this. Like, this is the way, like, I love this Caesar. Like, he would eat like really, he would try to really be like fancy.
Yeah.
And I was like, you guys, you can have these things. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, we don't have to stay in the projects. Like, you could come here. Like, I'm like, I would help you find jobs. Like, like, let's better our situation.
Oh my gosh.
But they were so sweet and kind to me.
Wow.
Did you ever keep up with them at all after you
No.
left?
They
Wonder what
came
they're up
over
to
like
now.
I know. They came up with like a couple of lunch dates, and like I was like, you can come visit me like anytime. Like, my new apartment had a pool. I was like, you can come over and
swimming
out.
party.
Yeah, but I don't know. I hope they're doing well. They were
I think it's so
kind to
sweet
me.
that you were so kind to them, though, because a lot of people would not be, or actually take the time to get to know them.
I just don't know. Like, I've built one more as I've gotten older because I've gotten burned by people. But like, you know, my husband's always like, Breanne, you are gonna get kidnapped and sold into white slavery. Because
it would have happened by now.
Truly, because he doesn't trust anyone. He thinks everyone's trying to kill us, and I trust everyone. Like, I take everyone like at their word. Like, I try to see the best in people. Like, I'm like, you never know. Like, you don't know what their backstory is. Like, you don't know what trauma that they've had that would maybe make them act that way. Or, and he's like, no, everyone's trying to murder us. And I'm like,
Called balance.
You're
Okay.
the kind of person that you get kidnapped and then you talk them out of kidnapping
Then you're
anyone,
released.
and then
And
they
you're
want to
fine.
turn themselves in and like change their whole life around and have you to thank for it.
I mean, there you go.
Yeah, that to me, I'm like, that's what would that's what would happen.
Probably.
You just say, tell me about your family trauma.
I
And they just
know.
like break down.
Yeah.
And
Like,
then they'd
tell
be
me
like,
about
I
your
can't do this.
childhood.
I know you're not doing this because you want to be doing this right now.
Yeah, come on. How did we end up
How
here?
did we get here? Tell
What's
me
the
more about your
story?
childhood. What home did you grow up in?
gosh.
This
Exactly.
is why.
I know. See, there you go.
Have you ever thought about being a therapist?
Yeah,
I could see that.
I have. I've thought about that a lot. But I also like, so we've talked about this. I'm in Al-Anon. So my dad was my first qualifier, which means that he was the first alcoholic or addict in my life. Both my brothers are alcoholics, and then both my best friends are alcoholics. and addicts. It's actually pretty common whenever you grow up, you're an adult child of an alcoholic, that most of the people that you seek or find comfort in are also alcoholics, because that feels comfortable and normal.
Yeah.
But so in Al-Anon, I've worked really hard to maybe like not take on everyone's stuff, because I'm really like, it's really easy for me to be like, oh, all these things are happening to this person, like I have to fix all of that.
You want to help.
I want to help.
Yeah.
So I think I've seriously thought about therapy, and being a therapist, and like, because I think I would love it, but I also just wonder if it would freaking drain me, and I would take on everyone's problems, and when people aren't doing anything to fix the stuff,
That would be really difficult.
I think it'd be so hard for me. Like I'd want to do it for them, because I'm notorious. I've had to do so much self-analyzing and work on not doing that for people. Especially in my life. So I think wedding planning is also therapy.
It totally is.
Yeah, I tell my clients all the time, I'm like, you're also hiring me as your like emotional support human.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like I'm
honestly,
I say that all the time.
Like,
Not that verbiage, but yes, all the time. Like, I'm more than just planning your wedding.
Yeah. Like we're walking people through a journey in their life that's going to be one of the most important days of their lives, one of the most expensive days of their lives. And it's stressful inherently, even if you do all the things right, even if all the logistics are right, even if you do everything early, like it just is an emotional day.
Yeah.
It's an emotional process. So I do a lot of, I think, therapy and the work that I do today anyway.
I feel like even just sometimes when I sit down to talk to you, it's so, everything you ask is so intentional. Like when we went to the plaza and had lunch, I was like, I kind of feel like I'm not in the way of like, I feel like I'm in therapy, but you were just asking such good questions that I was like, I don't think anyone's really asked me some of these things. Yeah. Some people that have been in my life forever that I'm like, this is really nice.
I will say I get this phrase a lot when I'm like becoming friends with somebody. People will say, I've never told anybody this.
You're like, yeah, I get that a lot.
I'm like, yeah, but also
I tend to pull that out of people.
But also just because I ask just all the questions. Like the other day I was I won't say who it is, but like the other day I was hanging out with one of my friends that's like a newer friend, and we were talking about like relationships, we were talking about marriage, and I was like, how often are you having sex? Like, what's your sex life like? Like, is it healthy? Like, do you do you want it to be more? Do you want it to be less? I'm like, I never want to have sex. My husband always wants to have sex, and I'm like, leave me alone.
I'm tired.
I just want to watch Survivor.
Quit poking me with that thing.
And I was like, so how is that? Like, is that good? Like, and she was like, oh.
She's like, I don't actually talk about that.
But she started talking about it, and then like I was like, how'd you guys meet? Like, what are your love languages? Like, how do you fight? Like, have you had any fights? And we started talking about that and their history, and she's like, I've never talked to anybody. I'm like, really? What? About like your fight, like how you fight? And she was like, no. I was like, oh.
You should try it.
Well, there you go.
I'm like, this is just a random day for me. I'm always like, let's talk about just the most like intimate details of your life.
But I think it's great that you're that way, though. I love that about you. I love that. I was going to say we're the same person. We love
Get out of my brain.
We love it.
No, I do love that. And I think that's, I mean, going back to befriending drug dealers. I mean, that's just, you're just a inherently kind human being that cares for others, and that's why you're like, we're gonna skip past the bullshit. I want to know what makes you you, and I want to know what's going on in your life. I want to know right now what are you working
for
through?
real.
For real.
Yeah.
Well, and I just feel like in general, like not to get like into the depth of like our society right now and like people right now, but it's like we all are just the sum of our stories, like the way that we think and our outlooks on life, and like it truly is just because of like what we've been through. Like I used to talk about like when the whole Colin Kaepernick thing happened, and people were like outraged, or some people were like, both sides, and I'm like, my dad was in the military for years. Like that is his, like he was in the Navy, he was in the Army, like he was a tank commander. I understand how he would feel like that's really disrespectful. And also he's not a black man that's been historically what's the word I'm looking for? Disenfranchised their entire lives, that have never been able to have a say. Like, he is a privileged white man. So I'm like, it totally depends on like what you have done, like all of that. And it's like, that's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay. I just wish that like more people would take the time to like look into other people's stories, like
have conversations,
Try and understand.
right,
Or just listen in general. Just listen.
Exactly. It's like, if we could all just be a little bit more accountable of like what, like, take accountability for your side of the street, and then just be open to like people's experiences, because that's the way that they are. They don't have I feel like most people don't have these like crazy opinions. I mean, I guess some people are just crazy, but like
I had to accept that.
some people are
It's hard
just
to accept.
some people are crazy, but it's like most of the time it's just their like trauma.
Yeah.
It's their childhood and their trauma.
Yeah, it's how they've been, raised.
Yeah.
So
Totally. I love this. I love this so much. So I want to talk about how you got into the wedding planning business then.
okay, yes.
Yeah. So,
So
we're
we're
in Jersey.
Jersey now.
Jersey. Oh, okay. Yes. So we're in Jersey, and I got into the hospitality industry. I had never had like a serving job. Like, I had never had a job until I got out of college. My first job was that theater job in Kansas City. I had never,
Which is a completely unconventional, different type of job that
yes,
you would imagine.
100%. And it's not because I was like not doing anything, but like when I was growing up, it was like Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, I was in a show, like play practice, and from like, 4 hours after school. And then Wednesday was in dance from like after school until like 10 o'clock. And then Fridays I was at my brother's games. And then Saturdays I was in dance until like 4 o'clock in the afternoon.
That was your job.
So it's like, I genuinely just did not have time. I was like in clubs, and I was like, I was doing all this
You're an
stuff.
active girly.
Yes. And then in college, we had to basically like, we had to have like the max amount of credits at one time. And then like after I got out of school, like even if you weren't in the show that was like happening at the moment, you had to be on crew for the show. So you had to be in stagecraft, you had to be in lighting, you had to be in costume design, you had to be in hair and makeup. So you were basically busy all, like we had like Sundays off.
Yeah.
Basically. So I got this serving job because I was like, I don't know what I want to do. I need to make money. I didn't know what the fuck was happening or what I was doing or what I wanted to do. I was like so lost. And so I got a serving job, and it was quite magical. I loved it. I was so lucky. Like I this restaurant was like a farm to table restaurant, and the chef at the time, now he has like one master chef. He's like a Michelin star rated chef. Like, he's been in the New York Times. Like, he's
so cool,
killing it. And he was really young. He's like a gorgeous Portuguese man who was so kind and so cool, and he was all about education. So I learned so much, and he was really passionate about his restaurant and the food and the service. And so it kind of played into all the things I already love. I got to like learn so much about how to serve and like hospitality and like the back end, and I fell in love with it. And I was like, this is actually fire. Like, and I loved taking care of, like, I had people in the community that I knew that would come in and be like, Breanne, and I was like, oh my gosh, how's your grandpa? How are your kids? Like, what are you guys doing this weekend? Like,
the personal relationships that come from it.
Oh my God, I loved it. And it was so fast paced. Like, I had like I had never had a server job. So like, I just didn't know what to expect, but it's like, I had all my tables, and I was bopping around, and I was like, oh, I'm going to get this, and then I'm getting this, and then I'm going to, and it was so like, for my like brain and wiring, I was like, this is amazing.
This is the environment I want.
Oh my God, I loved it so much.
Thrive in,
Yes. And so I did restaurant work for a really long time. That's where I met my husband. He was the general manager of the restaurant that I worked at after like a few restaurants. And then we started dating secretly.
I was just going to say, if he was your general manager.
very secretly. And we were like up in the Heights, up in Jersey Heights, and we were like doing our laundry, and one of the servers saw my shirt from the restaurant, and then they just stayed in the laundromat until we came back. And they were like, oh my God, what are you guys doing here together? And I was like, oh, we just I saw him getting coffee, and then he just walked me down here. And then he was yeah,
Panic.
and this server who was actually one of my good friends, he's like, yeah, but Christian, you don't live here, do you? And I was like, in the moment, like I would have, like I wish he would have been like, oh, you know what, I'm actually like I was here for this and this. He's like, no, I don't live here.
You're like, thanks, bud.
And he was like, why were you here? And he was like, I don't know.
Not good under pressure.
I was like, really smooth, Christian. Way to go, bro. And so then everyone found out about it.
Right.
And the owners of the restaurant were pissed.
Yeah.
They were so mad. And they were basically, because they had been asking us, they were asking me, they were like, I think something's going on here. And I was like, actually, that's really disrespectful and none of your business. And like, I cannot believe that you would say that.
You should have been like, you guys planted this seed by making me think it. So actually, it's your fault.
No, they were like, Breanne, you gaslit us for months. And I was like, I know, I'm so sorry. But it was
What else was I supposed to do? I'm so sorry.
Yeah, please don't fire me. But so actually one of the owners was like, well, Christian, like when this goes south, you're either going to have to fire her or you're going to have to marry her. And he was the best man at our wedding.
Aw,
That's so cool.
I know. So it worked out.
They were supportive.
Yeah. It worked out. And they ended up opening another restaurant, and then I ran that restaurant. So he and I were both running restaurants for the same restaurant group or whatever. So it worked out and it was fine.
Yeah.
But we got married, and I truly was like, oh, I'm never moving back to the Midwest, like over my dead body, like literally kill me. I love the East Coast. And my sister-in-law, whom I love so much, she was like, just wait, Breanne. Wait till you want to have kids. We'll see. We'll see if that tune changes. And I was like, Allison, you're out of your mind. I'm never moving from the East Coast.
City girl.
How dare you tell me that?
I was like, it's not going to happen. You're crazy. And then we got married, and I was like, we're going to have kids soon, right? And he was like, yeah. And literally 3 months later, we moved.
Okay.
And Allison was like, told you so. There is something like, I don't know, it's just like inherently like within our bodies, like when you're like, oh, I want to have a baby, I'm like, I need to be close to my mom.
Safe.
I need to be next to my mom. Where's Judy? Where's my mom?
I need support.
I need support.
Yeah.
So we moved back, and I was like, it's either going to be Kansas City or St. Louis because I wouldn't be able to function anywhere else after living like in, a bigger city.
Yeah.
Right.
The biggest city.
Yes, truly. And Kansas City just made more sense. I had a lot of friends from college here. I have family that lives here. Christian randomly has family that lives here. And he's from
Made sense.
Columbia, the country.
Okay.
Not Columbia, Missouri.
Yeah.
And he has
A little bit different.
a little bit. Well, I have
Thank
to
you for
say that
clarifying.
because I'm like,
Well, we were
he's-
talking about,
yes.
Stephens.
So he randomly has like his Tias and Tios are here, and so it just made the most sense. And whenever we moved here, something I learned at Stephens was when you go anywhere, you reach out to your network. You reach out to everybody that you know, love, and trust, and you just start working that network. But like again, like not in like an, I don't know, like an ugly way, but more so like call everyone you know and be like,
Yeah.
this is kind of what I'm into doing, or like this is what I'm looking for. Like, do you have anyone that like I could reach out to and say like, hey, so and so referred me, like I'd love to like learn more, or like take people out to coffee, or like just start meeting with people.
Yep.
And that's what I did. And one of my best girlfriends from college, her best friend's sister-in-law worked for Hitched. And so she was like, oh, you should reach out to this wedding planning company and say that you know Miriam and Minthu. And so I did that, and then I was obnoxious. Oh my God, so obnoxious.
How so? What do you mean by that?
Was again something I learned from Stephens is like you continue to go for what you want until somebody really tells you like no.
Yeah. Stop it.
And so I was like, hi, I'd love to work here, and like I kept at it. I mean, like weekly, like twice a week would reach out to Jessica. Hi, checking in, here are the things that I think I would be great at. Hi, checking in. I hope you're doing well. Your Instagram looks so great. Hi, checking in. I mean,
Me again.
Hi, me again.
In case you forgot.
Breanne
over here.
Like one day I stopped in and like brought people coffee. Obnoxious.
Slightly a stalker.
Yeah, literally obnoxious. And Jess, she tells me now, she's like, honestly, like you seemed a little crazy, but also I was like, if she wants to work here,
She's got to work hard.
Yeah.
It's stumbled into your lap, and you were like, cool, I actually really like this. And you liked it for the connection factor of like people.
Yeah, I didn't go into it being like, I want to be like the coolest wedding planner with like the coolest like content and like, and even now like that stuff really doesn't speak to me so much. Like I love design and details just as much as the next girl, but like that's not like what blows my skirt up. Like, I like being someone's person where like I've had clients tell me like, oh, like when I see you on a wedding day, like I can just go,
yes, that's the best compliment ever.
Yeah.
We're good. Breanne's here. Like that makes me feel just so great. Like that's
As
why
a vendor, I agree.
That's why I like to do it. Like that's really what I'm here for. And I think everything else is just like an added bonus. You know? So yeah, I definitely got in it for the people.
Yeah.
And that's why I stay in it. Cause like a lot of the other stuff, I'm like, bleh.
It's a lot.
It's a lot. It can be a lot. And especially like, kind of like what we were talking about earlier, like the industry can feel really surface level. And it can feel about like, how many followers do you have? Or like, what's your Instagram look like? And I'm like, yes, that's important to a small business. And I get it. And that's the world that we live in. But
it's not number one.
No. If like that's all I had to do and like that was like I wouldn't be able to do it. I'd be like, I'm out. I can't.
Ugly.
Yeah. Ugly. Yeah. So the people for me is really why I do it.
So did you acquire Hitched or how did that work?
So I will definitely say like I think I am so much like my dad. He's a real like can-do kind of person. Like he gets it done. He's very driven and like he's also like manic and I am too, but it's I think one of the qualities that I like most about myself. Like now that I've learned to like
accept it,
harness it,
and control it,
but like I'm a dog with a bone. So like if there's something that like I want to do, like I'm all in. Like I'm manically doing the research and figuring it out and like, you know, and I learned that from him. And so like, again, like from a lot of my trauma, like I'm so grateful because like I am the person that I am because of all of that. And like a lot of my favorite attributes about myself are from those types of things. But so, yeah, I was working at Hitched and I was just like a worker horse. I mean, for Jess, I came in psycho, came in really hot.
Came in ready to
Slightly
go.
manic.
Slightly manic. Came in hot, came in crazy, but I was like, give me all the things. Like, I'll do whatever you want. And so I pretty quickly became like one of the lead coordinators at the company. And I just said yes to anything. She'd be like, can you do this? Can you do this? Can you do this? And I was like, yep. And I took so many weddings. And I think I also just like, I learned best, I think, just by diving in, yeah, with both feet. And so I had been working at the company for 5 years, I think.
Wow.
And Jessica was always like, don't you ever leave, don't you ever start your own company. And I truly was like, I have genuinely no desire to do that.
Yeah.
I don't want to do that. I don't need to do that. I don't want to start anything from the ground up. That seems hard. I was
good
like,
where I'm at.
I'm so fine, just like living where I'm at. Like I'm really happy to be a cog, like in a functioning machine.
Yeah, I love that.
It doesn't bother me.
I like being a cog.
I love being a cog. I also like, I am a people pleaser.
Hey.
I am a diagnosed people pleaser. And so like, I like having a boss that is like, good work. I couldn't do anything without you. You're the best. I'm like, that gets me high. It was like a really happy meld of like, I was kind of my own boss. And then like, I still had like the overarching, like I didn't have to worry about going to networking events because Jess was doing that. Like I didn't have to worry about our social media content, like, or our marketing or like, you know, payroll or all the things that are like not actually the most fun with owning a business. I didn't have to worry about any of that. I just got to do weddings and that was like dope. And that was fun. But then after COVID, I could tell something was going on. I could tell Jess was doing something. I didn't know what it was. And then I finally was like, what is happening? What's going on? And I really didn't want her to sell to someone else because that was very scary. Like we had a good thing. I liked Hitched. I liked the vibes there. Like, again, like really like pleasantly stumbled upon like a really great thing. I was like, oh my God, I don't want her to sell to somebody else and then like them change everything.
Right.
Like that would suck. And then I have to like find somebody else. I'm like, I don't want to go work anywhere else. That's crazy.
No.
So I just basically was like, hey, I don't know what you're doing.
But I can sense.
But if you're doing what I think you're doing, I'd love to throw my hat in the ring and say, you should just sell it to me. And she was like, oh, I hadn't thought of that. And then like random things happened with like some of the other people she was going to sell to. It didn't work out. And then she ended up getting in touch with Ashley from Good Earth, and it worked out to where she was going to sell the floral part of the business to Ashley, because it used to be hitch planning and floral.
Okay.
Wow.
And I wanted nothing to do with that.
Get me away from that, actually.
I did a lot of floral whenever I first started with the company to like have hours to like make money.
Yeah.
And that shit is so fucking hard. It is manual labor.
Yeah.
It hurts your back. It hurts your little hands. I don't know how florists do it. That job is really crazy hard.
Yeah.
It's nice that I like know that side of the business.
Right.
You know what I mean? And
Right.
so I do feel like I like that I have that in my backpack.
Totally.
Just if I ever need to like pull it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a fun skill to have, but I was like, I'm so cool. I don't want to buy that. I wouldn't know the first thing of like how to run a company. And so
Right.
she sold that to Ashley. And then I was like, sell the planning company to me.
Yeah.
She was like, okay. And it
Wow.
was honestly so easy.
I was just going to ask how that process was.
Oh my God. It was so easy.
Good.
Again, like so grateful.
Yeah.
Sometimes I truly think, here's a little tip out there from me to you guys, just ask for what you want. Just like
The worst they can say is no.
totally, like go out on a ledge. And I am such a true believer in like walk into the fear. Like you're scared to do something, just
Do it scared.
Do it anyway. Does it make you scared? Okay, well then you should definitely do that thing. Like things that you're scared of, like just do it, because afterwards you're like,
I did that.
I fucking did
And you feel
that.
so accomplished.
Yes. Yeah. So I do that a lot, where I'm like, that's really scary. I'm going to do that.
Was acquiring Hitch scary to you?
It was more exciting.
Yeah.
Honestly.
It wasn't more of a fear thing. It was more of like a hell yeah.
It was more of like a, hey, Jill, like, I don't know what I'm doing, but like, I learned this at Stephens, like, just go for it. Just fucking do it. And they threw us in situations like that in the conservatory, like the theater program I was in, where they were like, you don't know what you're doing, and like you have to do this and you have to do it in 2 days, and then have like a finished thing. Like at one point we had to like fully mount a full show off of a slip of paper that we got, and our instructions that my team got was make the audience grow an inch. And we had to like have full scripting, lighting, I mean everything, and it had to fully encompass that phrase.
Wow.
And so we were
I couldn't do that.
Stresses me out.
Panic. Like, no, too tight of a deadline.
well, and it was almost just like trial by fire. Like we were in those situations so often, and it was just kind of like figure it the fuck out.
Which, looking back, you're grateful that you were.
So grateful for that, because now I'm just like, I'll figure it out.
Yeah.
I don't know how I'm going to figure it out, but I'll figure it
will.
out. I trust myself enough to figure it out. So I was more just excited.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I've learned so much along the way. It's been one of the hardest things I've ever done.
Yeah.
But it's also been great. Like I wouldn't, again, like going back to that, like, oh, Jess, I don't want to run my own, like, I don't want to start my own business. Like I still believe that, like, yes, I own a business,
You
but
didn't start it.
I got gifted a gorgeous, fully functional, fully running, already had, but I didn't have to go out, you know what I mean? Like I didn't have to do any of that. That was already there. I don't know, maybe I would do that later in life, but I don't necessarily have the feeling of like, I want to be the boss. That's something that I've had to really like work at. It's not something that
because you've got a whole team.
I have a whole team, and my like kind of base level is I just want to be everybody's friend. And that doesn't work when you're the boss. I mean, I do feel like you can have a bit of both
For sure.
but you have to have really strong boundaries, and I'm not somebody that historically has had any boundaries with anyone.
No.
You know what I mean?
Shocked.
Yeah, I'm like, oh my God. I mean, I've had to really harness that. And so that's been really hard. That's been something I've had to like cultivate that piece of me. But I feel like I'm better for it now.
Yeah.
But again, like the weddings for me, like owning the business, like what drives me is like, I want my people that work there to have a safe environment to work in, like have a place that they get to come and like enjoy, and they like what they do, and they feel like they can have open conversations, or that they get to be happy, and that makes me feel good. And then like I want to run a company that is like kind to people first, that puts people's authenticity first, that isn't using them for X, Y, or Z, like, you know what I'm saying? So like those things are what feed me. Those things are more important to me. Like that's why I like running Hitched. And then honestly, like this is a good segue, like Hitched got me to Hitched Helping Hands, which I think is, you know, probably one of my favorite things about the business.
Before we go into Hitched Helping Hands, I also want to say, because I know you said prior, you're like, I was gifted this was given to me, it was something that was already established, and I just got to like jump into it, which yes, but also I want to give you the credit you deserve of what you were saying, if you want to cultivate a certain environment for the people that are working, but also for the couples. Like, yes, you were given something, but you also turned it into something so beautiful as well. Like it already was beautiful, don't get me wrong, but like you really have taken it. And like when I notice, I'm like, I have a wedding with Hitched, I'm like, perfect, nothing to worry about. I can just sit back, I'm happy, I know their couples are going to be great. You really have taken something so beautiful and made it then some. So I also want you to give yourself credit for that, because you've done more than just acquired a business. You've grown it, but you've also taken it to new levels and new places. So
I appreciate you saying that.
Just want to say that.
Oh my gosh, accepting compliments is so hard.
It's my least favorite thing.
I know. Literally.
But I appreciate you saying that. No, I mean, I think I don't know. Like, I think that I can look back on it now and be like, yeah, Bree, you did that.
You did.
You did that.
And you're doing it.
And you're doing it. And some days I can really accept that, and then other days I can't.
Which is normal. I mean,
Which is
we
normal.
all do that. Yes.
Yeah.
But I think it also speaks to the leader that you are in the industry, because especially then going into Hitched Helping Hands, like that again kind of shows that it's not, you're not in it for the business, you're in it for the people. And I think then therefore starting Hitched Helping Hands as a branch off of Hitched, I think that just further shows again what you've created and like for what reason, which is for the people.
Right. I think I probably have less imposter syndrome over Hitched Helping Hands because it was something that I
Started from the ground up.
Yeah.
And that's your baby.
Right. Exactly. That's my baby. Where it's like when Jessica sold me the business, like that was so hard for her. Like that was her baby. Grew it from nothing for like 11 years into like a gorgeous, flourishing company. And so it's like, I think that just naturally comes with like the, you know, Hitched is mine now, but like I attribute so much of like what Hitched is to Jessica,
Right.
And what she did and what she was able to do and what I learned from her,
And the chance that she took on you.
100%. Like who would be like some crazy girl coming to somebody being like, "Hey, you want to sell me your business?"
I was going to say, I bet looking back at the initial emails and all that you were sending when you were trying to even just get hired, looking from there and then to now knowing that she sold you that business.
Little did that girl know.
I know.
I know. What a crazy person.
I love
So
it, though.
awesome. I know.
Crazy person, yeah. But
So how did Hitched Helping Hands start? Where did that come to you and why?
it was at a weird time in my career, I think, just in general. I had kind of like traumatic stuff in the business going on at that time and had some people that I had to let go and had some relationships that, again, like things that I've learned of like having boundaries and making sure that you're not just opening yourself up for negative things or bad experiences. That was all kind of going, and I was in a lot of like personal turmoil. And I, like in Al-Anon specifically, like whenever you're kind of like in that woe is me place, one thing that I've learned that's been so helpful is like get outside of yourself and go be of service. When you're in a pity party, go be of service to somebody else, because that's how you're going to get out of it.
Right.
Stop thinking so much about yourself and what you don't have or what you do have or why is this happening to me or this is so hard. Just go do something nice for somebody else.
Yeah.
That is going to make you feel better.
Yeah.
That's going to get you out of it. Stop thinking so much about you. And so that was kind of going on. And then I added Lisa Forbes to my team. Sweet angel Lisa, my guardian angel, sister wife. And we had just gone to like a big event for the season, like a industry event, and I just left feeling so bad about myself. I just left doing the comparison game, and I was just like, ugh. And I just remember being like, these industry events make me feel so bad. And if I feel so bad, there's a pretty good chance that
I'm not the only one.
that a lot of other people are leaving these things feeling bad. And it's like, I know that's not the point. I know the people that are starting these things are also like not doing it with that intention. No, of course not. But I was like, called Lisa in a manic episode and was like, we got to do something. We got to do something different. Like, we have to do something where it's not about us. We have to do something in the industry where it's like about other people. It's not about like, how do we grow our business, or like, how do we make more money, or how do we get more followers, or how do we blah, blah. It's like, can we do something for somebody else? Can we do something for our community? Can we do something to give back? And I was like, I truly don't know what that means. I don't know what it looks like, but like, what is it? And like, let's just, I don't know. And then she was the one that was like, have you heard of Wish Upon a Wedding? And I was like, don't even know what that is.
No, what?
I don't know what that means. And so she, like, again, the universe, she almost got a job with Wish Upon a Wedding, and then she didn't get that job. But she didn't get that job like weeks before that she got hired on a Hitched.
Wow.
And so she knew everything about Wish Upon a Wedding. She knew like what it was.
Say, for people who don't know what Wish Upon a Wedding is, what is that?
Oh, yes, gorgeous. Wish Upon a Wedding is a non-for-profit 501c3. And I usually explain it as like the sister company to Make-A-Wish Foundation. So Make-A-Wish Foundation is really hyper-focused on like children and giving back. Whereas Wish Upon a Wedding is a non-for-profit that does weddings and vow renewals for people that have life-altering or terminal illness. And so it was like no brainer, right? Like, this is specifically what we all do,
Right.
Yeah.
which is weddings and vow renewals. Not so much vow renewals, but weddings, events, whatever.
Celebration of
Yes.
the union of love.
Yes. And I was like, this is it. Like, this is perfect. I was, you know what I mean? Like, it's one of those kismet moment where you just feel like the gods are just like,
This is what it is.
they're smiling
Thank
on
you.
you.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, didn't know what it was. And nobody in Kansas City knew what it was.
No.
Nobody had heard about it.
No.
And I was like, okay, tight. So then I was like, let's make a board. And Lisa was like, huh? And I was like, I don't know. Let's make a board. Let's make a board, and it'll be for our big gala, or it'll be like, we were calling it a gala at that time. We didn't even know it was going to be called Hitched Helping Hands. That came later on when one of the gals that we used is kind of like a mentor, Beth Chapello. She was like, no, you have to have a name, and it has to have a name that's like specific to what you're doing. Because I think at one point, I don't even know what it was called. I don't know. It was something stupid. And
You
then she
got to
was-
go through all the options to find the one.
but so I just started calling people. I think you were like the second phone call I made.
Aww.
What we had just done something together.
It was we
We had just done a wedding, or we had just done something together where
we
it
did
was,
have something.
where it was like, I don't know, like we had been talking, and you were like the second phone call I made. And I was like, what was
Yeah, because it wasn't weird that you were calling me.
No.
Like, it wasn't out of the blue. I'm
She
like, why
wasn't
is Breanne
scared that you were
calling? I answered on the second ring. I didn't wait.
She didn't sit there and ponder, oh God, what's she about to say?
No, it was something that was just, it felt organic. I don't know what we were doing or what conversations we were having before,
don't
but it was
remember.
But it
was
made
something.
sense.
Yeah, it did
It
make
made sense. Yeah. So I called you really, really quickly because I was know your heart, and was like, oh, no brainer. Gotta have Grace. Gotta have her on here. She's gonna love this. And so yeah, we put the board together in like 4 days.
Wow.
And it was like 25 people. And through the board, we basically had like the entire vendor team for the first benefit. Not the full vendor team, but like a good majority.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And I think that was actually more of my thought process whenever I started it, was like, oh, it'll just be like, these are just all the people that are going to be the vendors. But then it was like, no, this is the board.
Yeah.
They're not just the
More than just a vendor.
Yeah. So it kind of like, again, sloppily, like, did I know what I was doing? Like, no, I had no fucking clue what I was doing. I was just like, like running through it, like stumbling and like falling and then being like, it's fine, and like keep going and just like manically like making it through.
But it's funny from the outside because it looked like you had everything so perfectly together in 5 minutes that we were all like, holy shit, this happened fast. How did this happen?
I don't even know.
She's an actor. She's an actress.
It's true. Yeah. Just like
she's performing right now.
Pretty much. Yeah. Just, and then like at home I was having like mental breakdowns, just like crying, like, I don't know what I'm doing. But it was also just like having Lisa there, because I did not do it by myself. Like Lisa is the co-founder. It's not just me. And having her there and like having her to hold my hand and to bounce ideas out of, or to sit and be like, we're so stressed right now. And then she tells me why she's stressed. And then I tell her, well, I'm stressed. And then we both say, now what? It's going to be okay.
Yeah.
It's okay. Yep. We're going to figure it out. And we got this. And so just having her, that's why we were able to do it, is because I think we had each other and we work so seamlessly together. Like we've never had like a fight or a disagreement or like anything. Nothing.
You are just like one in, like you're separate people, but you're also one in the same.
Nothing about her annoys me. Nothing about her do I find like frustrating or like anything. Like when she says something, I'm like, you're right. You're absolutely right.
She grounds you.
Yeah. Oh my God. She's so grounding. I think that's a really good point, is like I can be up here sometimes, but she's like holding on to me like while I'm doing
like,
that.
Hey, come back down.
Yeah. I'm the balloon, and then she's like my grounding person that's like holding me steady. And I think we balance each other out really well. And she is an angel on this earth. So,
well, I want to kind of going off of Hitched Helping Hands, but kind of down a different path. You clearly are a woman with many hats. You have many things going on, but the other big part of your life is you're also a mom. Which is a big hat to wear.
So sweet.
I love my daughter.
Did you always have that innate, like, I want to be a mom? I always knew I wanted to be a mom.
For sure. Like I always wanted to have a family, but I don't think I was ever like, I was not that mom that was like, oh my God, like I want to be a mom and just like wear summer dresses and like bake and like be like a Montessori type of like, we're going to like play outside all day. Like that wasn't my vibe. Like I definitely wanted a family, but it did not, like pregnancy was so hard for me. Like pretty quickly I was like, this was a mistake. Why did I do this? Oh my God. I was sick the entire time. I was puking.
That's my biggest fear.
Sometimes like 13 times a day.
Oh my God.
I lost 20 pounds in my first trimester.
Oh my God.
I was basically bedridden. Like I couldn't work.
And timeline wise, where does this fall in? You're with Hitched?
2019.
Okay.
I got pregnant in April.
Okay.
That summer I was hospitalized a few times. And so I had to like give weddings to the other people in the company. I started taking weddings back in September, but for the whole summer in the first trimester specifically, I was pretty much bedridden. You know, when you're so hungover and you're like laying in your bed and you're like,
everything hurts.
And you find a place that you're like, this is okay. Don't move. That's how I felt for most of the pregnancy. Oof. So that sucked.
Yeah.
And so I was like, and my hormones were in the friggin' garbage. And so then I had Lou in January of 2020.
Oh.
And I remember in the hospital, my husband and I giggling at Cardi B's coronavirus, this shit is real. And like giggling at like different like gifs that we were seeing online about corona.
Right. And then look at the toll it ended up taking.
Bro.
Oh my God.
And then life.
If only we knew.
Right. Pandemic.
My labor was dope.
Okay.
Best experience of my life.
Really?
Wow.
They hook you up with fentanyl in your spine. That's what an epidural is.
That's what an epidural is?
It's fentanyl in your spine. Wow. I've never been happier. I've never been more on cloud nine. It was the best.
You're like, I needed this the whole pregnancy.
I was like, this is so dope. No, it was wonderful. I could see why you would get addicted to that. It was such a great day.
I understand.
You deserved that. After the pregnancy you had, you deserved a great birth.
Yes. And I had midwives that were in a hospital. So like it was kind of best of both worlds.
Right.
Yeah.
I was like chatting truly like this. And then I'd be like, oh, I feel a contraction. And then I would push. And then like we keep chatting like this. And my midwife was like cleaning me with like warm towels and like massaging me with like oils. And like,
This is great.
it was dope. I was like FaceTiming my brother at one point. We were like talking about like the movies we were watching. I had a friend come up that she like brought me Starbucks.
I can see you just sitting there talking to one of your midwives, and you're just like, yeah, so tell me why you don't talk to your parents anymore. Oh, wait, hold on. Okay, I'm back.
Pretty much. That was pretty much it. It was awesome. I have a video I'll actually show you later of like me like I'm like 8 centimeters, like about to push. Like I'll show you a video.
You're just like,
no, I was on so many drugs. I was like my double chin. I was so swollen, and I was like, I'm having a baby. What a wonderful way to say how much I love you. Because I'm having a baby. Truly. That's the whole video. And my mom and my husband were just like talking. Like I was just by myself, like with my phone, just like
you were in your own world.
Truly. It was great. And then I had her, and then immediately the nurse was like, we got to get your epidural out. And I was like, whoa.
Hold on.
Whoa, what? Why?
I'm doing great.
And she was like, we have to get your epidural out. I was like, I don't think that's a good idea. I don't like hold the kid. Just let me keep it for a little bit longer. I was so panicked. And then pretty quickly after that, I had the worst postpartum depression.
That was going to be my next question.
Oh my God. It was awful. The first 3 months of her life were like fucking traumatic. It was miserable. It's just like, obviously the no sleep thing sucks, but like your hormones, not everybody's, but like your hormones are like just in the fucking trash. Like it's basically like you're in like a very traumatic like car accident, and then somebody hands you like a baby and is like, okay, bye, take care of this. And you're like,
what am I doing? Yeah.
And like for my postpartum, like I did not want to be alone. I was really fearful that like everyone was going to leave me and I was going to have to do this by myself. And so like somebody had to go to the bathroom with me. Like I couldn't go to the bathroom by myself. Every like when the sun started to set, like my anxiety and panic attacks would set in.
Oh man,
I couldn't eat. I truly wasn't really sleeping. It was pretty rough. And then 3 months in, whenever things were starting to feel better, she was sleeping through the night, the world shut down and we had a global pandemic.
Oh my God.
And then we weren't allowed to leave the house.
Yeah.
Did that make you feel better or worse?
Worse. Well, because so my mom moved in with us like 2 weeks before I had her, and then she stayed with us for 2 months afterwards, and I had that in writing before I had the baby.
Sign this contract.
I was like, you're gonna stay with us. I don't want to do that. I had no desire to do that shit by myself. I wanted her really close to me. And so and even with all of that help, I had a lot of help. It was so hard. And then the world shut down, and that was fucking scary. And then my parents, they live at the lake house. They have a big lake house at Table Rock. And so when the like pandemic hit, like Ollie and I just went down there.
Yeah.
Which was actually quite lovely.
Yeah.
But my husband was an essential worker, so then he had to stay up here. So then we were just like not together.
That's tough.
And then
With
when
a new baby.
Yeah. And then whenever I came back up in the summer, it was like I couldn't take her anywhere. I couldn't go to the grocery store. I couldn't, like, we could go on walks, but that was about it. And then I was pretty much stuck in the house, and my husband was an essential worker, so he was gone. So I was just by myself.
Yeah.
And there weren't any weddings.
Yeah.
Right.
So I really wasn't working.
Yeah.
Right.
There was nothing else really going on.
No. So that was rough.
Yeah.
But I will say, like, when she, I don't know, maybe like 9 months in, I was like, okay, she's cute.
I'm doing this.
I'm gonna do this. This is good. But and it's so interesting. Like when you have a baby, like at least for me, I was like animalistically like must take care of the baby. Like had the schedules. I had her sleeping through the night at 8 weeks. Like was so like don't feed her any sugar, like, but it wasn't out of like a lovey-dovey state. It was out of like, I must take care of her like the best way possible. Like, nobody fuck this baby up. Like, she's mine.
Right.
Like, it really was like animalistic. And then the love for me, like, the ooey gooey, like that really developed later. I would even say like after like the first year, like into the first year, I was like, oh my God, she's so cute. And then now, like, she sleeps with us in our bed every night, which I know people are going to be like, bleh.
Hey,
Who cares?
it's fine. That's what works for you.
We co-sleep, and like if you would have told me that in even the first 2.5,
At the
3
beginning.
years, I would have been like, you're out of your fucking mind. There's no way. Like, you're crazy.
You're wrong.
That's bad. Don't do that. And now, like, I crawl into bed every single night, like, and I just smell her. I can't get enough. I mean, she's my favorite thing that I've ever done. She's my favorite person. She's so funny. She's gorgeous.
Oh my gosh.
She's so smart. She's just, I don't know.
Perfect.
She's perfect. She really is.
Yeah.
Like, she's truly perfect. And she just says wild shit all the time.
No.
Keeps you entertained.
Where does she get that?
I know. I don't know. She's just a darling, and everyone like loves her. Like, her school teachers tell me all the time, "Oh my gosh, if we just had like a classroom full of Ollie Loos." Like, she's just sweet and kind, and yeah, she's great.
Oh my gosh.
But it didn't start out that way.
Yeah.
Right.
Which,
What
thanks
did
for
you-
sharing that too.
What did you do when you were like in the trenches like that to get the help that you needed? Was just relying on your mom and just having support around you, or?
Yeah, I mean, I think that you don't even know that you're in the trenches when you're going
Yeah.
through the trenches. Like, I look back now and I'm like, it's okay. But like in the moment, like I was so wrapped up in like her schedule.
Yeah.
I was so wrapped up in just like the logistics.
Yeah.
Instead of like enjoying her.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, I think as planners, and like, I feel so out of control right now. What can I control?
Yeah.
So I did so much research. Like, if you have any questions about like baby-led weaning or like
Yeah.
sleep training, or
We
like,
know who to call.
girl, call me. I mean, like, I was taking like classes online, and like I have like notebooks. Oh yeah, notebooks full.
So you just really dove back into the research.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Which makes sense for you.
Because that makes me feel safe.
Yep.
Yeah.
You crave
That
that.
makes me feel like if I don't know what's going on, like I have a backpack full of information or knowledge that I can rely on to try new things to see if we can't make it better.
You're prepared always.
Yeah, that makes me feel really safe, because I think growing up in a really unsafe, chaotic world, like that's the last place I ever want to be again. So I'm just like, if we like, let's make a plan, and that's the plan. And okay, well, now we need to change the plan. So then now that's the plan, but that we have a plan. And then if we need to change the plan, now that's the plan. Like, I just want to know that we have at least a roadmap. We can change it. I'm flexible, but I want to have a roadmap first and foremost.
Yeah.
So I just really I mean, I had that kid on a like clockwork, baby, which I don't know if is hyper necessary.
You were doing the best you could.
Yeah.
You're doing what worked for you.
Yeah.
To stay sane.
Truly. But I will say, like, caveat, children and babies thrive on a schedule. Like, children love structure. Like, children like to know what their boundaries are, like where they're allowed to play, and like where that makes them feel safe. And so I think because I was such a psycho about it, like lovingly psycho,
Right.
But I think because of that, like, Ollie Lou is such a grounded and centered child, because she knows, like, even when she would try and do, try to do something bad, not bad, but you know what I mean? Like,
Push the boundaries a little
push
bit.
the boundaries, or like, like, oh, I'm going to walk out in the street and not hold your hand. And it's like, mommy's going to grab your hand, and mommy's going to hold it pretty tightly. And mommy's going to say, that's not okay. It's my job to keep you safe.
Yeah.
So when we walk, we're going to walk with mommy's hand, because mommy's always going to keep you safe. It's never like, you're in trouble, you did that wrong. It's all about like, I love you, I'm going to keep you safe, and like, this is why we do this. Like, because I think growing up, like, I felt like I was in trouble all the time, which is why I'm a people pleaser. And so it's like, I don't want her to ever feel that way. So it's never like, you know, she like drops and breaks something, it's like, you're not in trouble. Accidents happen. It's okay. But let's do X, Y, and Z.
Yeah.
And so I, one of my best girlfriends from college too, she has her master's in early childhood education.
Damn.
Bless her. Her name's Emma Mae Marston.
Oh, what a beautiful name. I know.
Gorgeous name. I know. Her monogram slaps. So good. But so I reached out to her all the time, and she got me into like conscious parenting and conscious discipline and like all of these things that I think are so incredibly healthy and helpful. And like Dr. Becky, like if you're having a child, go and follow Dr. Becky and like read all of her things, because she's a child psychologist that's like changing the game, truly like re-changing like how basically like people are parenting and how like child psychology like works in general,
which is so important, because as we know, like it all comes back to that.
Oh bro, for real. And so it's like, again, I just like I just try to find like a network of like information, and then I just try to like learn as much as I can, so I'm making like really educated decisions out of like a place of, okay, I've looked at everything and I think this is going to be best for us or best for me, or like this feels most authentic to who I am. But I'm not just like making decisions out of like fear or anxiety, or because I'm just stressed out.
Right.
So yeah.
Wow. Do you want to have more children?
Fuck no.
I was going to say, after your experience with your first pregnancy, I would imagine that would be so hard.
Not.
Yeah.
Not even a little bit.
Yeah.
And I actually I was out to lunch with my girlfriends the other weekend, and we were talking about kids, and one of my girlfriends hasn't had any, but she was talking about like how many she wanted, and I was like,
just you wait.
Well, and I was just like, you're gonna know.
Yeah.
Like before I had a baby, I was like, somebody put a baby in me. I actually don't even care who. Like it doesn't have to be my husband. Like,
I just want a baby.
Just put a baby in
me.
Impregnate me. And you just, again, it's animalistic. Like I just was like, I am ready. And that also might be a little bit of my manic energy, but I wanted it so bad.
Right.
And then like after I had her, like A, very traumatic.
Yeah.
But B, like I have never once felt that my family wasn't complete. I have always just been so at peace with like our 3 little amigos.
So
Like,
sweet.
I love our crew.
Yeah.
Like we have such a great dynamic. I really couldn't imagine splitting my attention or time with another child.
Yeah.
Like that makes me feel like that makes me want to cry. Like not being able to give like all my resources to just Lou. She's so perfect and so easy and so great. Like there's no way I would get another one like that. And also like because my pregnancy and postpartum was such a shit show, like I have to really have the expectation of like, okay, so if that happens again, I'm just not going to be present for a full year of Ollie Lou's life.
Yeah.
Right. And you're not in the same place that you were then. Like now you
How
own
am
a
I going
business.
to run a company
Exactly.
and be bedridden for an entire year?
Yeah.
I'm like, just all the things like point to like, why the fuck would I do that? Also, kids are expensive. The universe is expensive.
Right.
Like, it's just like,
It's a whole nother layer.
why? And also, like, I tell Lou, like, I'm like, I also got a girl, which I'm like, oh my God, thank God. The Gilmore Girls is my favorite show of all time. I've probably watched it like 12 times all the way through. And I'm like, babe, Ollie and I talk about this all the time. I'm like, I can follow you wherever you go. I'm like, when you have a baby,
It's so sweet.
I will be
like,
there.
Yeah.
I'll be there.
Yep.
So like we built an addition on for my mom. So my mom lives with us like 90% of the time. She has like her own full like apartment basically. And it's epic and we love it. And my husband and I are like, whenever she leaves, my husband says, did you give her leave? Did you sign?
Did you give permission?
Did you sign her permission to leave? Because I don't think we talked about that. Like we hate it when she's gone.
Right.
We love it when she's there. Like we just love the like full family community living. It's so dope.
Awesome.
And so we just always talk about, I'm like, Lou, you're going to build me something like Juju. I'm going to be with you when you have your babies. I'm going to be able to follow you. If you want to like move somewhere, like
Do it.
Great.
Yeah.
Like daddy and I will follow you.
Yeah.
And then we talk about college a lot. She's like, yeah, but what if I move away to college? She's 5, by the way.
I was just going to say, this is not adding college.
She's 5. We talk about college a lot.
Oh my gosh.
And she's like, well, what if I move away? I'm like, then I'll get an apartment, or I'll just come and stay on the weekends, or like I'll be there as much as you want me to be there.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm like, when I was in college, my mom basically was in college with me. She, like, everyone on campus knew her. All of my professors knew her. She was treated very differently from all the other parents. I was like, Judy's coming this weekend. Hey everybody, Judy's gonna be here. We had huge parties in my apartment, and she would always make well, now it's a charcuterie board, but like at the time nobody was saying that.
Right.
She'd bring summer sausage and cheese and fruit, and she would bring a big box of Franzia wine.
Oh my gosh.
And we'd have parties, and like during
awesome.
no other parents were allowed to do this, but like during rehearsal, like the professors would like let her come into the green room and like hang out. And like she was up all, she like says my college experience was like her college experience.
Right.
She was also a Susie.
I love how close you are. And even just like with, it could have gone one of two ways, just with the stuff we were talking about at the beginning of the episode with the whole body image side of things.
Yeah.
I'm glad that you guys worked through that, and she actually
For
took
sure.
accountability, it sounds like.
Yeah.
And now you can not carry that over with your little one.
For sure. We talk about body image a lot. And I think it's something that like she also is subject to it, right? Like her mom did the
Right.
exact same
Yeah.
thing to her. And
Totally.
she also is somebody that's like always had like a perfect body.
Yeah. She
She's-
doesn't necessarily get it. Yeah.
Like she was like 130 pounds, like 5'9", like looked like Kendall Jenner, like tiny, still has a slamming body. But so
Jude.
freaking Judy. God. But yeah, she's my best friend. We today have talked 4 times. Wow. Already today.
I know, like you got here at 11.
I got here at 11. I called her whenever I got up this morning. I talked while I got Ollie Lou's lunch ready, and then we called her on the way to school so Ollie Lou could talk to her, and then she had to go, and then I talked to her the entire time I got ready, and then she had to go again, and then I talked to her on the way over.
Oh my gosh.
So she's at the lake house right now, so she's not at the house.
Yeah.
But
You gave her the leave.
yes,
She's on leave.
no, she freaking left and didn't ask for leave, and she's been gone for 3 weeks.
Oh, wow.
And Christian's
Like, hello, are you coming back?
oh, Ollie this morning was like, when is Juju coming back? And I was like, 1 more week. And
Wouldn't it be nice to know?
She was like, oh, okay, thank God.
You're like, me too, sister.
I know, because she makes dinner every night. She does all
Right.
of our laundry.
Right.
Also, she's like an angel, like just like great to have around.
But you're so busy. And that's one of the questions we were going to ask you is like, how do you manage being mom on top of all these other roles that you have?
Well, yeah, my
Sounds
mom,
like your mom is a huge support.
Such a huge support.
Yeah.
And also my husband is, I haven't even talked about him like at all.
It's okay.
Yeah, sorry. But my husband's so great. He's such a team player. So like, for instance, like I have a lot of meetings in the evening, like my husband usually makes dinner, and he usually brings it to me like while I'm in a meeting.
Oh my God.
And we're like big team players, like with Lou. Like we take turns every other night. So each of us gets a night off. So like he does put down, then I do put down. He does put down, then I do put down. And like when the person that's not doing put down, like you clean up the kitchen, and then you get to lay on the couch and watch TV.
Decompress.
Yeah. And like nobody talked to that person.
Yeah.
So we, make sure that we really are dividing things so it doesn't feel like it's all on one person, because like I don't want to be a housewife. I need to work. Like I need to have my autonomy. Like I need to have my own stuff. And he's always been like very supportive of that. He came over from Colombia when he was 7 with his mom and then his 2 siblings, and his dad was just like nowhere to be seen, didn't help, basically like left them, and his mom worked 3 jobs. She didn't speak English, still doesn't speak English.
Wow.
And was in a country she'd never been in before. And so his older sister basically because mom was working all the time.
Yeah.
But he has 2 females that were his you know,
His role models, his people.
Yep.
Yeah.
And he loves his sister. He loves his mom. Like, don't fuck with my sister. Don't fuck, you know what I mean? And I feel like it's pretty easy to tell a lot about a guy by how they feel about the women in their family and their life.
Oh, yeah.
How they speak to them.
Right.
How they interact with them.
Right.
And I think because he was raised by two really powerful women, he loves that I'm a powerful woman.
Right. And now you have your little powerful woman that you're raising.
Yeah.
And
together.
he wanted a girl. He didn't want a boy. He wanted a girl. Like, he was hopeful that I was going to be a girl. Like, he's so into being a girl dad. All of our dogs are girls.
Aw. How many dogs do you have?
Awesome.
We have two. We have Liliana Lollipop Lopez. And then,
Love it.
Your name.
I know, they're so
I
good.
love it.
oh, ridiculous. Ollie, well, Liliana I named, but then she picked the middle name, Lollipop.
I like that.
And then we have Nessie, the Loch Ness Monster Lopez.
Oh my gosh.
And she's a golden doodle.
Oh.
She's a brown golden doodle
Ooh.
with bright green eyes.
Oh my
And
goodness.
she's
Like
Unique.
human eyes.
She does look like a human in a weird
The
little
doodles are
fursuit.
very human-like.
Yeah. She's a bridge troll. She's a troll. We rescued her. She's a mutt. She kind of looks like a mix between like a lab, pit bull, like a bunch of different things. But she's tall and she's really like elegant. And she's
a regal lady.
She's very regal. Like, if you feed her something, she's like
It's like
she's
my Margot.
She like barely
like
takes
manners.
it.
Yeah.
Like, when she lays down,
Dainty.
she's so dainty. And Nessie is like she's like flopping all over the place. Like, she crawls up in my face and like she's like wheezing. She stinks because of her fur.
Yeah.
And
She
like,
brings the chaos.
oh my god. And like, Lily gallops like a horse. Like,
my gosh.
she's
I love it.
beautiful. And Nessie is a fucking troll. She's just like flopping all over the yeah. Like, and she's technically my mom's dog.
Okay.
So my parents are going through a divorce also, which has been a hot dumpster fire mess. But we're so close to the end.
Yeah.
Yay.
So excited.
Good.
I'm happy for you.
I'm so, I keep teasing my mom. I'm like, Judy, this third journey of our life together is going to be so
But
gorgeous.
honestly, it's going to be something that you've never experienced before.
Oh my God, I'm so excited. We're going to get her on Match.com.
Yes.
And she's going to finally have like autonomy with her finances.
Yes.
Where she can do whatever the fuck she wants.
Right. Independent.
She's going to be like, we're so excited. And so my mom gets the lake house and the divorce, which is dope. It's fine if I say all this. My dad is never going to
Never gonna
see
know.
this or hear this. He's not even on Facebook. And my dad's a good guy. He's just flawed. He's just a mess. But so she gets the lake house and we're going into business together and we're going to make it an Airbnb.
Oh my gosh.
I know.
I love that.
And so she'll have like money coming in. Like,
Right.
we're just so excited.
That's awesome. I'm happy for you.
I'm so
And her,
stoked
and
for
Judy.
her. I'm
Yeah.
so stoked for her. Yeah. I don't remember why I got on that. Oh, because that's our
about
dog.
family now.
Yeah.
Because she was going through the divorce and I was like, get a dog, bro.
Yeah.
And she's like, I don't know. And she takes forever to make a decision where I'm like,
I'll do it for you.
we're getting a dog. Let's go. We're going right now.
Yeah.
Here's what I found.
Yeah.
She's like, slow down. I'm like, no. Speed it up. Speed it up.
Yeah.
already got
Don't
it.
think. Don't think. Just
here
do
it is. But so that's her dog, but she stays with us anytime my mom leaves because Nessie and Lily are best friends.
Cute.
That's so cute.
They're so sweet together.
I love it.
I love your relationship with your mom, and I love your relationship with Ollie. I just think it's, whenever you talk about both of them, I just love that.
She's so great, that little girl. I hope that we're the Gilmore Girls. Like, that's what I imagine for our future. Like, I just want to be best friends with her. I want her to be best friends with me. I want her to feel like she can tell me anything. And like, I talk about anything very openly with her. And my husband's like, Breanne, too early. Why are we
College?
Why are we talking about that? Or like she'll say something like, oh, I want to be in pink because that's a girl color. And I'm like, okay, hold on. colors do not have gender orientation. I'm like,
love that.
there are not girl colors. There are not boy colors.
There's
I'm
just
like,
colors.
There are just colors. I'm like, what do you think Uncle Tai Tai's favorite color is? And she's like, it's pink. And I'm like, you're right. It is pink. And he is a boy. Or we'll talk about like, she asked me what homophobia was, or she asked me like, what's like something. And I was like, well, homo, is one. That's the root of the word. It means one. And whenever you say somebody is, why am I not forgetting like that word? Like not homophobic, because I'm homosexual.
Okay.
I was like, what is that word? But
The
so
opposite.
I'm like, when someone's homosexual, it means that they are liking of one type of sex. So that means like a boy that also likes a boy instead of hetero, which is of two. And I try to explain it to her like in terms. And she was like, I think I'm going to be heterosexual. And I was like, okay, why? She's like, well, I'd love to fall in love with a girl, but then I'm going to have to buy a baby. And I was like, that's true. I mean, that's not the only way to do it. Like you could get like artificially inseminated. My husband's like, why? Why are we talking about this? And I'm like, I don't know.
Open line of communication.
Yeah.
So I think that's going to be so beneficial to her down the. I mean, the woman that she probably already is, but is going to be like growing up. I'm sure all of us in a different time that it's like
Right.
you don't talk about that.
Yeah.
Right.
That's not an option.
That's something that I am so grateful for. Like, even though my house was quite chaotic growing up, like there really wasn't anything taboo.
Really?
Yeah.
That's
like,
awesome.
I remember in high school, like having like at the dinner table, like full ass conversations about like my brother, like hooking up with girls.
Really?
Or like walking into my parents' room and being like, why don't you have your clothes on? And my mom's like, oh, I just had sex with your father. I'm like, what? Oh my God.
Gross.
Stop. And like at the time I was like, too much information, bro. But like there really wasn't anything that was like off limits or like we couldn't talk about, or I mean,
and that's awesome.
yeah.
And that's how it should be.
Yes. Like also like everyone in my family was like naked all the time. Like everyone was just like if they're getting ready or like
Right.
getting out of the shower, or like everyone was just like naked.
Naked.
Jakes. So like I am always naked at my house. Like I just FaceTime a video to my sister and my sister-in-law, and she was like, are you naked? I was like, well, yeah, I'm getting ready. She's like, you get ready naked? I'm like, I'm gonna get
things on my clothes.
sweaty. I'm gonna get hot. I'm blow drying my hair. I'm gonna be fully sweating. I'm not gonna put my clothes in that. Like, and she's like, all right, that's so weird, Breanne. I'm like, I don't know. I'm just always naked.
Yeah.
And my husband's like, that's really weird. I'm like,
But he's like, but I'm not mad.
but I'm not mad about it. But
Once I know.
Yeah, but that's just like how. So that is one great thing that I would like to continue.
Yes.
Like in my family is like, there's just nothing that we can't talk about.
Just open line of communication.
Yeah.
Because
I mean-
you're teaching her then the communication style she wants to seek out of friends, out of a partner, out
Right.
of all the things.
Right. And like even, oh, you guys, can I tell you what she said the other day? I was talking
course.
about, we were talking about getting married. Oh, because MMA is her godmother. She's not married, but she's living with her boyfriend. And so I was like, we're going over to May and Jerry's house. And she was like, and they're married. And I'm like, no, that's her boyfriend. And she was like, why aren't they married? And I'm like, well, I think that's where they want to go, but you don't have to be married to live with somebody. Again, the questions this child asks, I'm like, huh? And so we had a whole conversation about marriage and how you choose and if you want to live with someone before. And, you know, and she's like fully invested in like asking me a lot of questions. And I'm like, it's really important, like the person that you pick, like whenever you're choosing a partner and like living with them beforehand and like seeing how you function together and like fighting and learning how you fight together. And she looked at me and she goes, you picked such a good daddy. He's so, she said,
That's so sweet.
she said, he's so handsome and kind and loving. And he's just the best daddy in the whole world. And I was like, you're right, I did.
You're like,
welcome.
fuck yeah.
I was like, I did choose a really good daddy. I was like, are we not so lucky? And she was like, yeah, we're so, I know.
She's 5.
She's 5.
That's amazing.
She's an only child, so
Yeah.
she's around adults a lot.
Yes.
Right.
And I'm the only person in my friend group that has a child. Actually,
Right.
that's not true. My best friend Morgan now has LAJ, and so she's 2. But for a while, it
was
was
you.
just me.
Yeah.
So she's been around adults a lot. I mean, she's she's also been in programs, so she's been around kids. She loves, oh my God, she loves making friends. And she can make friends with literally anyone. We'll be like at an event or something, and she's like, hey mom, you see that girl over there? Like, I see her, she looks very cute. She's like, I'm gonna go say hi to her, see if she wants to be my friend. I'm like, tight, go.
I'm here when you're ready to come back.
And she'll go over and I'll just see her, and she's like, hey, my name's Ellie Lou. Do you want to be my friend? And she'll like grab their hand. I'm like, and Chris and I would tell her, we're like, I'm so proud of you.
Right.
You are so brave. You are so capable.
Yeah.
Yes.
I see how you made that friend. That was so like just fierce and brave of you. Like a lot of adults can't do that, Lou. So yeah, I'm like, she's fearless. Also not true.
No, not me. I was talking about Grace.
She was pointing to me.
Yeah.
Also not true. Also not true.
Not true. My hands are so sweaty. Sorry.
Fully sweaty.
Yeah. So can I be adopted?
Yeah.
I know I'll be 28, but like, you want to?
So that
you can
so
always
that
come into my
extension
house.
when Judy's not using it.
I know you said you didn't want another kid,
You
but
can
like,
come
how about
in.
an adult kid?
Come on in.
Okay, deal.
Come on in. We used to joke like my house is Hotel Lopez. I've had so many people live with us.
Yeah.
So many people.
That's awesome.
Right.
Where I'm like, oh my God, do you need a house? You want to come live with us?
got
And
you.
Christian's like, Breanne.
Pull out thinking, yeah.
I know. I've had to cut back. Because I'm just like, oh my God, yeah, you can come stay with us. How long do you want to stay with us?
Yeah, what do you need?
What do you need?
My house is yours.
Yeah.
They can sit at
Here's
home.
a key. Do you want my car?
Take my car if you
Eat whatever you want.
Yeah. Do you want my clothes? You can have that.
Actually, I don't wear them. Sorry.
Here you
If you're
go.
gonna be at my house,
I'm
I will be naked.
anyways. It's fine. And so yeah, we've had to work on that.
Yeah.
Oh
But honestly, like I would love to just like run like a little baby like hotel and like have people. I just want everyone to like live in a tiny ass community and just like we all help each other and like raise babies together and
That'd be
like
nice.
work in. Yeah.
Have either of you watched Shrinking?
Yes.
Duh. This is like the energy that you're giving off of like with your community, with your
shrinking
people.
neighbors.
Like that's what I'm like. You are like that. Like it's like the healthy, the fun, the just the cohesive. Like that's you are building that,
Thank you.
and I love that.
I will say, like, I was talking to somebody else this weekend. I was like, I don't remember who, probably Judy. But I was like, something that I'm feeling really confident about is my communities. And I think, like, a couple of years ago, I couldn't say that. And it was, like, surface level.
Yeah.
It was, oh, my God, I got to go to this networking event.
Right.
And that's going to suck.
Right.
And I don't really know any of these people and blah, blah. But like I've invested so much time and intentional energy into like building community, but real community where it's like, well, I like these people because I know about them and we've had really beautiful conversations and we've shared with each other and so now I'm like, oh my gosh, I've got my Hitched Helping Hands friends. I've got my wedding industry friends. I've got mom friends from Ollie's school. Like we're going to trivia night. We're getting a party bus.
That sounds amazing.
Before trivia night.
That's awesome.
And because I asked my mom, she's always been like the community leader. She always has so many friends and she's always going to like, I don't know, like potlucks and like, oh, I've got bunko. And then I've got like friends with neighbors. And oh, like my workout girls, we're going to do this.
So
and
awesome.
when I was growing up, like she did always have like a gajillion friends and we were always like doing stuff like that. And I was like, Mom, when is that going to happen for me? Does that happen later when Ollie gets older and then I'll make friends with like parents? And because sometimes I was like, I'm lonely. I don't feel like I do anything besides work. And she's like, you have to cultivate that. It won't happen by itself and you have to work at that.
Yeah.
And so that's been one of my goals the last year. And I will say, I'm like, oh, I'm really vibing with this, all these communities.
Yeah.
And it feels really like organic. It doesn't feel forced.
Right.
Yeah. So thank you for saying that.
Yeah.
It's probably the thing I'm like, one of the things I'm most excited and happy about right now.
I love it. I also like, I don't know what my future looks like. I think I want to be a mom. I don't know. But like hearing from someone that like I admire and trust and like hearing that like, no, it is, especially coming from family trauma, like, no, it is capable. You are capable. It is possible. You can do it. And
Oh my gosh.
it's just like refreshing to hear that.
If anyone's capable, you are capable. Now I won't lie and say that it's all you know,
No, you need the
roses.
truth. Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be hard as shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's also probably gonna be the best thing you ever do. I will say that.
Yeah.
I mean, I think when people are really intentional about raising a family and parenting and doing really good work on yourself before you do that.
Yes.
So you're not
That's
passing
so important.
all your bullshit
Right.
onto them.
You can't expect a child to fix your issues.
Oh my God, no.
Yeah.
Like you're really checking in with yourself because that child's going to push you to the limit, baby.
Yeah.
And they're going to push your patience. And
Yeah.
they're going to, but like as long as you work on yourself first and you fix yourself first and
Yeah.
you like, not totally, are we ever
We're
fixed?
always a work in progress.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But as long as you're trying to be really self-aware, it's like, that's when the magic happens. Truly.
Yeah.
Well, I have a very important question for you to end, unless you had something else.
This is one she's been holding on to. I will just say.
Who is your favorite player on Survivor this season?
Oh my God, wait. Wait, I'm not caught up with this season. I'm not caught up with this season.
This season is the best season.
even watch it.
I would say
I tried to talk to Grace about this and it goes nowhere.
No, it's fine because now that you say that, like I will go and like watch it
have to.
immediately.
You have to.
I've
Report
only
back.
seen the clips.
Yeah,
I've
you watched
only
the Eva Joe clip.
Yeah, I've seen all the clips, and so like maybe that girl that has autism because
Yes.
like fuck yeah, bitch.
I know. She's such a badass.
So, but oh God,
Okay,
I
how
love
about
Survivor.
all-time favorite Survivor player? It's such a hard question.
It's so hard. I think Boston Rob will
Yeah.
forever be one of like my horniest crushes. I've never been hornier for somebody. Boston Rob,
Yeah.
like his second season, like
Yeah.
All-Star cast,
Yeah.
whenever he and Amber fall in love, like
Married with four
four little
daughters.
girls. They've been married for
Yes.
like 25 years.
Yeah.
Shit.
Obsessed with him. Also Parvati.
I was just gonna say Parv is my
Fucking
favorite.
live
I
for
knew you'd be a Parv girl.
Oh God, I
Yes.
love her.
Yes.
Obsessed with her. I just like will watch anything that she's
Yeah.
on.
She's gonna be on the Australian Survivor. Did you see that?
No.
Yeah.
Love.
And Australian Survivor is intense.
Oh, I can imagine.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of like other people. Oh, I like kind of like the oldies. Not Rufus. That's not his name.
I like that name.
Rufus.
You know who I'm talking about?
trying to picture-
Big curly hair, beard.
Oh, I can totally picture this dude. Yeah.
It's not Rufus, but like that might as well be his name.
Yeah. We'll call him Rufus.
We'll call him Rufus.
Rufy.
Oh my God, what is his name? I love him. I think all of like the old school people.
Yeah.
I've definitely watched like some of the newer seasons.
You've got to
but-
get back into it.
Yeah, I know.
It's definitely like the new era, but
I
it's
know.
so good.
It's different.
It is.
But I need to like. I usually will wait and watch it like
So you can binge the whole
so
thing.
I can binge it. Yeah,
Yeah.
I want to binge it. But
Yeah.
I'm also like I'm watching everything always.
Mm-hmm.
Like if there's a show or a movie, like I have seen it. So if you
Okay.
ever need a recommendation, just let me know.
Oh my gosh, I love that.
Hey, I'm bored. What should I watch?
Oh, truly, I've seen it all. I love television.
I love it. Okay, good.
Like if you haven't,
What's the favorite thing you're watching right now?
I just finished The Pit on
Okay.
I've heard
HBO.
so
I have
many
heard-
good things.
yeah.
Oh my God, you have to watch it.
Okay.
It's epic. It's so epic. And like you're
Okay.
gonna fall in love with Noah Wiley, the main character. He's amazing. He's so hot.
Okay.
So many
The Pit.
things.
Yeah, I've heard about that one.
And then obviously I was watching White Lotus. So good. The Last of Us, I'm watching that, but I'm kind of sad about that.
Yeah, same.
I don't know how I feel about it.
Yeah.
I don't.
This last one, I was just kind of like,
Eh.
Not the same.
now what?
Well, yeah. I'm like, I don't know if I care about anybody as much.
Yeah,
I'm like,
same.
what the fuck?
I know.
But yeah, any and all. So yeah,
love
The
it.
Pit is what I'm.
Okay. We'll watch it.
Just finish it, and you must watch. Oh, and I just watched Conclave.
Oh, yeah. I actually never saw that.
It's so good, especially
Zach watched it
obviously
without
now
me.
that we're literally
That's
going through
why
it. I'm
I
like,
watched
this
it.
is
Yeah.
insane. We watched it last year, and that's when
so
he
beautiful.
he had the pneumonia, and it was literally 2 weeks after we watched it. And Holt's like, "Oh my God, I know what's happening. I know what's gonna happen."
Oh my God, truly.
So it's wild to see
Wow.
all the things that they're putting on, like the
It's about
potential
the Pope,
candidates.
right?
No, yeah, I know.
It's
Whoa.
very interesting, especially growing up Catholic. I'm like, the fuck?
Same.
What?
Me too.
What
It's
was going on?
crazy. So we just watched that, and I was like, "This is such a great movie." Lately, I've not been into movies though.
Yeah, I'm more of a TV show girl.
I know.
We were on a big movie kick for a while.
We're watching currently, and we actually had to pause it last night. Oh gosh, The Order.
Which one is that?
It's about like white supremacists that are like fighting. Yeah.
Netflix.
No. I should really know what this is on.
Is it Apple TV?
That might be right.
Order.
The Order.
I've gone past it a million times. I want to
Yeah,
say.
it made me very uncomfy the whole time, but it's really good. Thriller crime movie. It is on Hulu.
Oh.
A string of violent robberies in the Pacific Northwest leads veteran FBI agent to a white supremacist group. The group plans to overthrow the federal government. It's very scary.
Scary.
Yeah.
So scary.
Especially with,
Scary.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Goes without saying.
I know.
Anyways.
Oh my God. Also, anything on Apple TV.
Oh, Apple TV does no wrong.
100%.
Everything on Apple
Everything.
TV.
Everything.
Truly everything.
Everything. Did you watch Silo?
Oh, fuck yeah. My husband also read all the books.
Oh, really?
Oh,
Yeah,
there's
he-
books?
He read all the books. He said they're so good. I didn't. I
Ooh,
just
I'm
had him
excited.
tell me stuff from. I didn't read it. I'm not gonna read that.
Yeah,
You tell me
I'll watch
everything.
it. But I'm not reading that.
You guys have to watch My Friends and Neighbors.
Oh, I did. I love it.
We're watching it right
so
now.
I know,
fucking
Yes,
good. And
yes.
the studio.
Yes, I started that.
You didn't like it?
I don't know. I was trying to watch the first episode with Zach, and then I was just kind of like, I don't know. It was kind of making me anxious.
The first episode didn't grab me either.
Okay. Yeah, he's watching it by himself now, and I was just like, I'll watch reality TV upstairs.
It's definitely a show where you're like, oh my God, stop.
Yeah.
It reminds me of like The Bear, where I'm like, hold on.
Makes
I need
me
to catch up. I need
Yeah.
to catch my breath. Hold on.
Yeah.
I can't
Sometimes
watch that
I can't
show.
watch stuff like that.
You can't watch that one?
No, I think being in the restaurant industry for so
Oh,
long.
yeah, that's a
Chris
different
and I
perspective.
both are like, no, this is too. I can't.
Yeah.
It's too real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
It's
know.
too real.
Too close to home.
Yep.
Agreed.
Can't watch it. But yeah, anything on Apple TV, I'm like, sign me up, baby.
Oh, yeah. So good.
All of it's good. Like Shrinking.
I was so sad when I finished it.
I know, but there's
There's going to be more.
gonna be more.
I know. I just want it now.
Yeah, God bless.
It just makes me feel good.
I know.
Happy.
Do you watch Hacks?
Fuck
Yes.
I
Yes.
love
Favorite
that
show. Yes.
Obsessed with
Yes.
that show.
Yes, you've got to watch Hacks.
Okay.
Oh
It's
my
on the list.
God. If
Yes.
you want
I'm
something,
not good at watching stuff.
No.
if you want
take me a
something that's
while.
100%.
happy
Okay.
and just
It's
makes
on
you,
Max.
oh my God, makes you laugh
Okay.
so hard.
I'm
got
obsessed with Ava.
Oh God,
I love Hannah. I
love
can't say her last name.
So
I never-
much. I want to make out with her.
Good.
I want to make out with
I
her.
want to make out with her. Truly, I would.
Yep.
I would absolutely
marry
date
you.
her. Yeah, I would marry her. I would date her for sure. Oh my gosh,
I love it. Hall
She's,
pass.
she's a hall pass.
I love that.
Yeah,
I
I
love
have
it.
such a weird range of people that
I
So
think it's a
fascinating.
good. I think it's a good thing to
my
have a
hall
range.
passes are weird.
I think that's a good thing.
Yeah.
Christians are boring.
Yeah.
So yeah, I prefer to be weird and boring.
Scarlett Johansson.
That's my husband's.
I'm like, that's so boring, babe. That's everyone's hall pass.
Yeah.
Or like
Yep.
Megan.
Fox.
Yes.
Yeah. Margot Robbie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like boring, bro.
We get it. They're gorgeous.
Give me
Yeah.
something else.
Yeah. Mine are like Patrick Mahomes.
Hers is Travis Kelce. So
See, mine would be Jason Kelsey. I'm like, Travis
That's
is
fair.
too pretty. Do you know what I mean? Like, I need somebody with like a little bit more grit.
he does have hair on his back.
Who, Travis?
yeah.
He has her
he's
everywhere.
everywhere.
So he is hairy.
Yeah. No, Patrick Mahomes. I have so many dreams about him. Just like weird
Really?
dreams where like
Sex
we're in,
dreams?
yeah, but not sex. Like
Yeah.
we're in high school and we're like making out under the bleachers.
That sounds like something he would do.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like not
Very
sexual,
PG. Yeah.
very PG sex dreams about him.
Love that.
And then Hannah for sure. Like that
Yeah.
is definitely a hall pass for me.
Yeah.
That's so fun. I love
For
it.
sure. I'm trying to think who, Noah Wiley from The Pit. That's a new
Okay,
one.
well, we got to watch it.
Okay.
He's so hot.
Gotta understand.
He's old,
know.
but he's so hot.
It's okay.
Yeah,
We don't discriminate.
No.
Amen.
No.
Amen. Okay, I was gonna say, what time is it?
I know, I
We've
was
been doing
gonna
this
say,
for
I
forever.
feel like we're done.
I want to keep talking.
I know. I could talk to you all day.
I know.
Truly, me too.
Anything you want to say?
Yeah, anything we didn't ask you that you're like, I have a mic and I'm going to say this right now.
That's dangerous.
I know.
No, I guess I would just say thank you guys for having me on. I called Lisa whenever you guys asked me when Grace was like, you're one of our people. I felt like a famous person. I was like, oh my God, such a big deal. I was like, this is amazing. Like, I just felt so grateful and so cool and like a little bit like, I can't believe they would want me on there.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, you
No
are
imposter.
cool.
Yeah.
Like, you are cool.
It was just such a thrill when you guys asked me to do this. So thank you for having me. I think it's so fucking cool that you guys are doing this. It's another extension of like, how do we get together as a community, learn more about each other, like the human element. I just think this kind of stuff is like what the industry and what the world needs in general. So I think it's so dope that you guys are doing this. And I know that this is not easy. I know this is like what a freaking huge undertaking that this is. And the fact that you guys are doing it, you're showing up every single week, and you've been, I mean, how many have you filmed so far? Like 100?
I think we've
this
technically
point-
filmed 13
From
for
this
season
season.
2.
So
Then we had 10 on
close to
season
like
1.
30. Oh, okay. So that's
I
20.
think we only had 10.
Okay.
So we've
So we're
surpassed.
nearing 30.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
You guys have been so on top of it. Like, you guys are like, it's a full production here. I mean, you have all the things. Like, it's quite impressive. You should feel so proud of yourselves, because this is something that you guys literally had to just be like, again, it's a fake it till you make it. Like, I don't know how to mount a podcast. You guys are fucking doing it, and doing it really, really well.
Thank you.
I think
Thank you
everyone,
so much.
I guess I can only speak for myself, but like, I love it. I love to see all of these people that maybe I don't know, that I haven't been able to meet, and like hear their backstory and just like get into the good stuff. So it's so cool that you guys are doing this. You should feel so incredibly proud, and just
She's hugging herself again. Anytime she gets a compliment, she goes,
I get uncomfortable because I don't.
sorry to cut you off. That was,
damn it, Cheryl.
I'm sorry. I just saw you out of the corner of my eye.
I know it's
She
hard.
said,
It's hard. It's hard, but it's so cool, and I'm so
you.
grateful that you guys had me on, and this has been so much fun.
Thanks for
Yay.
coming
Yeah,
on.
thank you for coming. Thanks for sharing everything. Stop.
You gonna go?
You go. You go.
No, you.
not.
No, go ahead. We love you.
Yeah, I
we're
really love
so
you.
grateful for
and
you.
we appreciate you being an open book and just being the person that you are.
Anytime you want me to come and just talk about inappropriate things, like,
I have
all day.
one last question.
Yes.
What's your favorite Broadway musical?
Oh.
She wants you to sing us
And I would
out.
like you to sing us out.
Oh God. Okay.
With whatever is your favorite
She'll
Broadway
sing
song.
with you if she
If
knows
I know
it.
it. If I know it.
I don't even know.
It's okay. What's the
it's
first one that comes to mind?
The first one that comes to mind, Mamma Mia.
Okay, what's your favorite
Because
song
I
for
love
Mamma Mia?
ABBA.
Yes.
Yes.
Super Trooper. Do.
There you go.
There's someone in you.
There you go.